You already know what the deal is. Subscribe to me on YouTube, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, join the Discord. I'm not going to put all the extra shit into it. Corpse Factory, let's go. Morgue duties have felt mundane lately. Boring. Pointless. Lots of things I'd rather be doing. Had to come in early today thanks to an influx of deceased patients from the hospital. Bodies get passed through the hospital halls and land in my lap unceremoniously. They need tagging, need to be added to inventory, need to be stored. Cadavers are needier than some people. Don't know where I'm going to store this lot. Running out of room in this place, only a handful of cold chambers is still available. I could thank the human removal service for that. This isn't the only morgue in the area, but it's one of the biggest. A lot of cadavers end up here. A lot of victims. Weeks ago I used to smile every time one of Corpse Girl's victims entered this hallowed place. It was kind of poetic. Noriko cherry-picked corpses from this morgue. Those corpses were delivered to victims. The victims died and they ended up here as fresh cadavers, ready to repeat the cycle. It was beautiful, the circle of death. Now, it's rare for Corpse Girl's victims to arrive. More common are the victim of the human removal service, at least. That's my speculation. When multiple homicide victims arrive on your doorstep every day, it's not hard to piece things together. Lacerations, dismembered limbs, rope marks, bludgeoned skulls, myriad mortal wounds reflect on the flesh. I always suspected Corpse Girl's copycat was behind the sheer amount of deaths raging across Tokyo. Seeing the fruits of the copycat's labor firsthand has convinced me that we're not dealing with simple suicides. And Junpei Matsumoto's words still ring clearly in my ears. Our herald. He carries all the killings personally. It all adds up. Corpse Girl has truly met her match. While the human removal service continues to claim countless lives, Corpse Girl's success is rapidly declining, much to Noriko's chagrin. Corpse Girl has become so well known that the general public no longer feels her. Like a figure from folklore or a fictional character, everybody knows the name Corpse Girl, but only truly gullible believe she can kill people. I call it the Bloody Mary effect. If someone is predisposed to believe in a horrific entity, they will convince themselves that said entity truly exists. When targeted by Corpse Girl, such a person will succumb to suicide in an attempt to escape a potentially more grisly fate. In reality, they simply play right into the trap that Corpse Girl laid for them. Those that treat Corpse Girl as no more than an entertaining piece of folklore like Bloody Mary are immune to the fear. Someone like this can receive a photo of their own corpse and shrug it off as no more than a threat than a spam email. It's ironic that the success Noriko sought for so long is the very thing that has rendered Corpse Girl's methods ineffective. I wouldn't say all of this to Noriko's face. She's well aware of the situation. As for the human removal service, no one seems to know about it. There's no mention of it anywhere on the internet, anywhere I can access at any rate. Police investigating the string of homicides haven't mentioned it. If the site relies on users to request deaths, I am at a loss as to how people are learning about it. It truly seems to be some sort of shadow organization, except for the fact that Junpei Matsumoto essentially walked right up to me and revealed himself. I don't know his motives for doing so. I don't know how he found out I'm involved with Corpse Girl's work. I really should take care of him. How did he find out? I really wish they would switch away from whatever. A knock at the door. I rub my eyes and sit up slowly. Must have fallen asleep in my chair again. Still groggy, I get up and look through the front door's peephole. A single lonely package sits on the doormat. Don't know where it came from. Haven't ordered anything online lately. I swung the door open and pick up the plain brown parcel. Something rattles inside. Bringing it indoors, I slip my thumb underneath the packaging tape and tear it open. Nestled on a bed of packaging foam is a white box adorned with the image of a French press.
A coffee maker.
Tomei. That's right, this is a gift from Tomei. She really bought me a birthday gift, something I truly wanted. My friend Tomei. After putting the package down, I retrieved my phone and opened up Noise. Thank you for the birthday present. You got it already? Just now. It's a good brand too. Sweet. Glad you like it. Maybe I'll brew you a cup one day. Yes, please. Extra sugar. You got it. Tomei doesn't send a follow-up message. I take that to mean the conversation has expired. It feels good that she did such a nice thing for me. Almost forgotten what it's like to have someone care. Pity she has a boyfriend. Never stops going on about him. Regardless, it doesn't matter. I should misconstrue a kind gesture as affection. She was simply bestowing a birthday gift. Something most people would do for a friend. Something Noriko didn't even attempt. Don't know how to break down Noriko's barriers. Been trying for a long time. She never seems to warm up. Maybe chasing her is a lost cause. I had to pause, sorry. But I'm tired of being lonely. I'm so tired. Noriko, Tomei, I don't care if either of them would accept me. I would give them everything I am. I just don't want to be alone anymore. Okay, I feel bad for my guy. The start of another long night. Alone like always. The cadavers can hardly be called company. They don't speak, don't laugh at my jokes, not like living people laugh at my jokes anyway.
Yeah?
Hey, I think I mentioned this a day or two ago, but our reserves have pretty much dried up.
Okay.
Reserves. She means her stash of corpses at the factory. She has a way with words.
Anyway, 3 new requests came through today. I'm really excited. Maybe things will pick up again.
Maybe.
I'll send through photos of the Vics. Can you select some corpses that resemble them? Tomei will come by with the van.
Okay.
Thanks. Are you okay? You're pretty quiet. More than usual, anyway.
I'm fine.
I see. Well, thanks. I'm sending the photos now. Message me when you're done. I'll send Tomei over.
Yeah.
I end the call and return my phone to my pocket. It vibrates 3 times in quick succession as Noriko's photos automatically download. 3 requests, not much, but enough to lift her spirits. I scan the array of cold chambers lining the walls. This place is packed to the gills. Shouldn't be a problem to find some matches for her. I take a stroll alongside the left row of chambers. All of the bodies within are due for cremation. I can take my pick from here, just like always, business as usual. I fish my phone out once more and examine the new photos. 2 women, 1 man. Middle-aged, young adult. Normal, everyday people. Corpse girl will wrap her fingers around their throats and try to kill them. Will they shrug off the attempt on their lives? Time will tell. I'll do my best to help Noriko in their lives. I wander to the computer at the end of the room and log into the inventory system. Time to find some suitable bodies.
The corpses you picked out are good. 2 of them, anyway.
What's wrong with the third?
He looks a bit too old. Older than the victim, at any rate.
I see. Sorry.
It's not a problem. I think it'll still be convincing.
Are we delivering them today?
No, I received even more requests overnight. I need you to go select more cadavers.
Sheesh. Again?
Sorry. Aren't you happy that we're busy again?
Couldn't care less. I'm only doing this for you.
It's the truth, even if she doesn't want to hear it.
I heard that Tomei got you a birthday gift.
Way to change the subject.
I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be your friend, and I was just so caught up within my own head that I couldn't be bothered with your birthday.
It's fine.
It's not fine.
So, if you'll accept a late gift, is there anything you would like?
A date. With you.
Anything else?
No.
You're being awfully forward today. I thought we agreed to just be friends. What's gotten into you?
Nothing. Forget it.
I have to look away from her to prevent her from seeing the snarl on my face.
I'll go pick out some cadavers for you.
Bro is pissed.
Later.
Okay. Bye.
I step away and mutter to myself.
Stupid.
I'm so stupid. Why am I acting so desperately around her all of a sudden? My boy Kojiro is going through it, man. I feel so bad for him.
What kind of hello is that, frick?
Sauce. In a mood.
Always the case with you, ain't it?
Seems to be.
She gets me.
Listen, how about that cup of coffee you promised me?
Huh?
You know, come on, don't make me say it. You said you'd brew me some coffee with that French press thing. And, well, I could really use a cup, you know.
Oh, yeah. I remember. Sauce. Noriko has sent me to the morgue.
Why? She kill ya?
No.
Takes me a second to get that she's joking.
Oh.
Tomei smiles warmly and waves her finger in the
I'm
air.
gonna go ahead and guess that it ain't every day a pretty girl offers to have coffee with you. So are we doing this or what?
I can't fathom a reason for Tomoe's recent shift of attitude towards me. When we first started working together, she could hardly tolerate being in the same room as me. And now she wants me to brew coffee for her. Why? Does she want something from me? Is she in love with me? No, she's not. Definitely not. No one loves me. Even so, I don't want to be alone. How can I refuse her offer?
Okay. I can put off the morgue until later.
You finally came to your senses, huh? Well, come on then. Let's go to your place. I'll drive.
My place. The last time a girl visited my home was back when I lived in Noriko's apartment, back when Shizuko, clucking my tongue to serve to distract me from the painful memories.
Let's go.
Did you clean the place up? No, we're cooked.
This
GG.
is your place, huh? It's freaking dark in here.
Sauce.
You a vampire or something?
Of course not. I was just outside in the sun with you.
True that.
Tomei looks around the small room and stands uncomfortably by the
You don't
wall.
bring girls back here very often, do ya?
No,
Maybe if you made the place look more appealing, then girls just might want to come back here.
you're here.
Sure, but I'm complaining, ain't I?
True. Why are you here anyway? It's not for coffee, is it?
You're a sharp one, ain't ya? Listen, I wanted to talk to you away from, you know.
Your boyfriend?
No! Jeez! Away from Noriko.
Oh,
See, this whole thing's been going downhill, wouldn't you agree? All this shit with trying to make people off themselves? Sure, I'm used to it by now, but shit started to hit the fan.
how so?
Well, there's the business with, what was it? The human removal service?
Noriko told you about that?
Yeah, of course. We're besties, you know? They've been out there killing, and the police want to shift all the blame onto Corpse Girl. After all, Corpse Girl is the only killer that has gone public. Her name and website are written all over the body bags we deliver. People talk and everyone knows about her. So, of course the police are gonna assume she's behind all the murders.
Well, yeah, see, now look, you just get shot in the back, or not shot in the back, but the same shit that Noriko wanted Corpse Girl to get in, like, to get stupid, like, popular from is now shooting her in the fucking foot.
Except, she's not. Not really. A handful of them here and there, but even then, they're just suicides. Corpse Girl. Noriko. She ain't out there slashing necks and drowning people and setting houses on fire. She ain't doing any of that shit going down on the news.
But what if she what? Nah, never
I
mind.
know all this.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if things keep up at this rate, the cops are gonna find her, Noriko, and she's gonna get locked up for life. I ain't gonna lie, she deserves it. The stuff she's doing is messed up. Thing is, me and ya, we're accomplished.
Accomplices?
Yeah, that. We're in neck deep. If Noriko gets put on ice, we get taken along with her.
I see.
At this point, y'all not even accomplices. Y'all are like straight up just up. Y'all are Corpse Girl as well.
You're worried about going to prison.
Of course I am. I got people to take care of. What would Shinya do if I got locked up? What would he think of me? Not to mention my little brother and sister.
Tomei's crestfallen countenance makes the room feel darker than it truly is. Her watery eyes break away from mine, and she tries hard to restrain herself from sobbing.
I don't think I can do this anymore. No matter how much she pays me, I just can't keep risking it.
I understand. This is difficult for her. She's torn between loyalty to a friend and her own freedom.
I think your course of action is clear.
It is?
Yes. You need to step away from the game. It won't do us any good if you're not totally invested. You can make a fatal mistake that has consequences for all of us. If you're not committed, not focused, it's best that you part ways with Noriko.
You know, you really are more understanding than you look. I thought you were a total social outcast with no feelings or empathy.
Damn, ouch.
Let me finish. I was wrong. You're all right, Kojiro. I'll take your advice. I'll talk to Noriko and tell her I ain't cut out for this anymore.
It's for the best. I guess we won't hang out anymore.
Do we ever hang out?
Well, our deliveries, dunno. Kind of grew to like it.
Kojiro. Oh shit. I forgot. There's something I still need to do for Noriko.
What's that?
She asked me to go to her apartment and pick up some clean clothes for her. I owe her that much at least. You wanna come with me?
Her apartment?
Noriko's apartment. My apartment. Not anymore. I haven't lived there for a while, but it will always feel like mine. I wonder if there are any old memories to find between its walls.
Okay, I'll come with you.
Between its walls?
Do I need to break any windows?
No, of course not. Noriko gave me her keys.
I see.
You sound disappointed.
I shrug and let her accusation slide. Between her walls? Was bro like stuffing bodies in the fucking walls or some shit, and that's why it smells like mold? I didn't expect a flood of mundane recollections to drown my mind as soon as I started climbing the staircase. This place has such a hold over me. My past life, my life with Shizuko. It's so foggy, so familiar. I don't even feel like the same person I was back then. But of course I'm the same. I'm still me. And the stench ingrained in these walls.
Every time I come in here, it smells worse and worse. What is it?
Don't know.
Mold? Mildew? No, it's more sickening than that. It's something rotten.
Yuck. Anyway, her place is up just a few more levels.
I know.
Oh, you've been here before?
Mm.
Huh.
Tomei abandons her thoughts in the air and continues to climb the stairs. When we reach the landing below Noriko's floor, a young girl voices herself. It doesn't take long to identify the owner of the voice. A girl no older than 7 is knocking repeatedly on the door of an apartment. She notices our arrival.
Who are you?
Kojiro.
Hello there. My name is Tomei. What's your name?
Momo.
Nice to meet you, Momo. Do you live here?
Mm-hmm. The door's locked. I can't get inside.
I see.
Somehow the girl's locked herself outside her own apartment.
Is your mommy or daddy home?
I think Daddy is home, but he won't answer the door.
Let me try, okay?
The young girl hesitantly nods, nervousness evident on her features. Tomei slams her fist against the apartment door, unafraid of holding back her strength.
Yo, anyone home up in here? Hello? Anyone there?
After a good 30 seconds of pounding the door, Tomei puts her hands on her
Are you
hips.
sure your dad is home right now?
I think so. He was here right before I went outside to play.
Tomei grimaces and looks me dead in the
I
eyes.
think something happened, do you?
Don't know.
I crouch down and rest my weight on one knee so I can come face to face with the girl.
What's your dad's name?
It's Kenji.
Kenji, huh? And what was he doing before you went to play?
Momo twiddles her fingers uncomfortably. Her expression turns thoughtful as she tries to remember.
He was watching TV.
I see. Thank you.
I stand back and turn to Tomei. She raises her eyebrows in disbelief of the polite persona I adopted to talk to the girl.
If he's got the TV on, it might be too loud for him to hear us. Anyway, I'm sure he'll open the door soon. We should go up to Noriko's.
You're unbelievable. I ain't leaving this girl here. What if something bad happened to her dad?
Something happened to Dad?
Fuck.
No, honey. I didn't mean it like that. Kojiro, we need to get in there.
Tomei's sentence is cut off as the apartment door suddenly opens. A formidable man, broad-shouldered and with a smoldering expression, now inhabits the open doorway.
Clear the doorway.
He takes one look at Momo and then turns his neck to bark at somebody behind him.
Daughter's right here. Bring her with us. Hurry it up.
The stern man pushes past me and I stumble as I try to get out of his way. I don't like being pushed around, but the sight of half a dozen uninformed police officers shuffling out of the apartment behind him encourages me not to retaliate.
Daddy?
Dragged along behind one of the officers is a handcuffed man in disheveled clothes.
Momo! Oh, thank God. Sweetie, Daddy has to go to the police station for a little bit.
The fuck was Kenji doing?
Sweet. I'm so sorry.
Before he could squeeze out another word, the police officers yank him away from his daughter. He's accompanied downstairs and disappeared from view within moments.
Come back! Daddy!
The final police officer exits the apartment, bends down in front of Momo. He mumbles something to her, then grabs her shoulders and attempts to steer her towards the staircase.
Go with me! Daddy!
What the fuck is going on here?
Tomei takes a step towards the officer, her finger slowly curling into a fist. I clench her fist in my own and try to force her to lower it.
Don't get involved. It's a police matter.
I think she understands my vague warning as she stops struggling against me.
Momo,
The young girl is escorted downstairs and Tomei stands feet next to me.
what the hell just happened?
I don't know, Kenji was doing some shit. Tomei is uncharacteristically quiet as she searches Noriko's apartment for clean clothing. Witnessing that man, Kenji, get arrested in front of his own daughter seems to have dampened Tomei's spirits. Although he's a stranger, I can't help but feel bad for the guy. Don't know what he did wrong, but surely his daughter didn't need to see that going down.
You okay?
Tomei ignores me as she rifles through Noriko's drawers. I decide to bite my tongue and simply take a seat on the edge of the bed. The first man to leave that apartment, the guy with broad shoulders. He looked familiar. Very familiar. Seemed to be in charge of the officers. A detective? Yes, that's it. A police detective. I've seen him on TV a few times lately. He's the one heading up the investigation of the recent homicides. The one accusing Corpse Girl of being the culprit behind the human removal service string of murders. Interesting. Then, the man he apprehended, Kenji, is he involved with the case? Is he a suspect? Is he the herald? A neighbor of Noriko's. Could it truly be? Could Kenji truly be the leader of the human removal service? I try to connect all the dots in my mind. He lives close to Noriko. He might even be on speaking terms with her. He might have access to Noriko's computer, her website. Could he have been the original hacker stealing Corpse Girl's requests? The copycat? It all seems coincidental, but it almost makes sense. More likely than not that the copycat is someone who personally knows Noriko. Someone who has an inside view of her life. I'm telling you, bro, it's fucking Aoi. But what's his motive? Looks like a normal guy, just a father living with his daughter. What could have inspired him to embark on a killing spree? Actually, for that matter, what inspired Noriko to do the same in the first place? Never mind that, it's irrelevant right now. Kenji, are you the one we've been looking for? Are you allied with Junpei Masamuro? Are you the prophet, the herald, the one capable of standing toe-to-toe with Corpse Girl?
Okay, I'm done.
I blink a few times and look at Tomei. She's standing with a pile of clothes neatly nestled in her
Can we
arms.
get going?
Yeah.
Leaving now is for the best. I want to get home, want to spend some time with my thoughts. There's a lot of new information to sort through. Not a morning person, never have been, but running with Noriko has forced me to get up early more times than I can count. Doesn't mean I'm getting used to it, still can't prevent myself from yawning. Doesn't help that last night was a sleepless one. Couldn't convince my overactive mind to take a break. Even distractions couldn't help. Couldn't concentrate on reading, couldn't focus on tidying the apartment. Nothing worked. The same questions kept bouncing around the inside of my skull. When the sun came up, I decided to stop torturing myself and just confront Noriko. Perhaps she has some answers.
Wake up.
I leave under her near lifeless body and whisper sharply. Don't want to scare her awake. Don't want her to ignore me either.
Noriko, wake up.
My whisper becomes more of a hiss and the girl before me begins to stir. She rubs her eyes, a familiar sight thanks to all the times I've woken her up lately.
Again, Conjuro? What time is it?
Early. Listen, got some questions for you.
Give me a break.
She sighs, sits up, and reaches for her handbag lying next to her futon. After rummaging through its contents for a few seconds, she curses under her breath.
No coffee.
Here.
I toss her a silver can of coffee I picked up from a vending machine on the way over. I know the drill by now. Know Noriko well. The can slips through Noriko's slender fingers and comes to rest safely in her lap.
Oh, thanks.
She cracks open the tab and takes a long sip, effectively draining half the contents in one swig.
This is nice.
She thoughtfully examines the front of the can, running her fingers along the embossed logo.
Glad you like it. Now, questions.
Fine. Go.
You know a guy named Kenji? With a daughter, Momo?
Noriko cocks her head to the side if this was the last question she expected to hear from me.
Yeah. I know them. They're my neighbors. Kind of. They live on the floor below me.
That's right. You on speaking terms?
More or less.
Her eyes dart away from mine and she takes a moment to think.
Almost sweet. A nice girl. Kenji. We used to talk, but then, well, I think he's lost respect for me. Let's leave it at that.
I see.
This is weird. How do you know those two?
Suppose it can't hurt to tell her. Tomorrow probably will if I don't.
Went to your apartment yesterday with Tomei.
You did?
Had to collect clothes for you. Going upstairs, we saw Kenji get arrested by the police. Lots of cops. And the detective from TV.
Detective? Wait. Kenji got arrested? Why?
Don't know. They took him away in cuffs. Took Momo too.
No, the detective. You're not talking about the one heading up the murder investigations, are you?
It's him. Big guy.
Fujikawa.
Huh? Fujikawa?
Yeah.
Interesting. Didn't know his name before. Detective Fujikawa. Not exactly the type I want to cross. Noriko's shoulders slump.
Poor Kenji. I wonder why he got arrested.
A flicker of realization flashes across her face. Within a split second, Noriko's defeated expression gives way to a hideous, wicked smile. Her eyes narrow and shrill laugh piercing my ears.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Don't know if she's lost the plot or if she's figured something
All
out.
those precautions I took. All that preparation. It finally paid off.
What happened?
What are you talking about?
Okay. Right. Listen carefully. When this all started, when Corpse Girl first told me to start killing.
When Corpse Girl first told her? I thought she was Corpse Girl. That's what she always referred to herself as.
I knew that running the website from my apartment was a risk. I knew accessing the database of the deceased could be tracked by anyone watching me. I took certain measures to protect myself. To protect Corpse Girl's work.
What did you do?
I pinned everything on Kenji Ogawa. I used his internet service, his Wi-Fi. I used his address for registering my website. I used his name for every service I signed up to. Everything I did created a trail of breadcrumbs that would point to Kenji in the event that the authorities ever came looking for Corpse Girl.
Devious. Cunning. Noriko planned everything from the start with a great amount of forethought. More concerning is the fact that she wasn't afraid to throw her neighbor to the wolves in order to save her own skin. He had a daughter. Still, if I take Noriko at her word, this rules Kenji out as the mastermind behind the human removal service. He couldn't be the herald that Junpei Masamuto spoke of. He was just a scapegoat. Wrong place, wrong time.
Clever. I'm impressed.
Thank you. It finally paid off.
You just fucked a girl out of her dad, but all good.
The police will either treat Kenji as the culprit or release him once they figure out he's not who they're looking for. Either way, they'll be back to square one. And I'm off the hook.
Sure, if you say so. That's all well and good, but you've been conducting a lot of work recently, since you stopped living in your apartment.
What's your point?
Been logging into Corpse Girl's website from here, from the factory. You've been accessing that database of the deceased, too. Don't you think if the authorities trace that, they'll just come looking for you here?
I'm using my cell service to connect to the web. I'm not using a dedicated internet connection. And I'm running my connection through a proxy to mask my IP address. That can't be traced, right?
I shake my head. I'm pretty sure it can be tracked. Not my area of expertise, though.
No, but I'd be cautious if I were you. The cops will figure out Kenji's not guilty soon enough. Just you wait. A normal guy like that, he won't be able to give them any of the information they're looking for. They'll be surprised if he gets released before the weekend.
So?
Hitting a dead end like that will only enrage the police, especially that detective, Fujikawa.
This music is crazy.
Don't you think they'll redouble their efforts after that? They'll surely do whatever it takes to catch the true culprit.
Yeah, sure, I hear you, but Corpse Girl really isn't the one they're looking for. The human removal service is behind most of the recent deaths.
They don't know that. They only have eyes for Corpse Girl. You made her famous. Made her known in every household across Tokyo. She's as much at fault as the human removal service. And you know it. If they catch you, let's just say you won't be let off the hook so easily.
Noriko folds her arms across her chest angrily. Not my fault she doesn't want to hear the truth. This whole conversation is giving me a headache. All my assumptions on the identity of the herald led me to a brick wall. But I did glean on one interesting piece of information from Noriko's words. A phrase that loops within my mind, verbatim. When Corpse Girl first told me to start killing, I rubbed my chin and thought.
There you go. You good here?
Noriko drains the rest of her coffee and tosses the can aside.
I'm fine.
Right. Later then.
Noriko doesn't speak another word. I leave in silence. Got a few hours before I need to be at the morgue. Usual night shift, not a good combination with the early morning. At least there are no deliveries to make today for Noriko or for Corpse Girl, for the best. If Tomei's quitting the business, we won't have a driver. Didn't really think that through when I encouraged her to go with her gut. Oh, well, that's on Noriko. She's the brains behind the operation. I'm simply the muscle, just like I always tell her. Corpse Girl told Noriko to kill people. That's what she said. That's what Noriko, what Corpse Girl, that's what the person I know as Noriko told me. That begs a follow-up question. If Noriko isn't Corpse Girl, then who is? Is Corpse Girl a person, someone whispering instructions in Noriko's ear? Has that always been the case? Was I so blinded by Noriko's ambitions for grandeur that I disregarded the truth behind her words? Is Noriko nothing but a puppet? Too many questions. Doubt Noriko will willingly spell it out for me. Not if she's gone to such lengths to mask the truth for so long. When Corpse Girl first told me to start killing, I can't get the quote out of my head. Too many moving pieces in this puzzle. Noriko, Corpse Girl, the human removal service, the herald, Junpei Matsumoto, and Kenji Ogawa. Too many assumptions, too many shadowy figures. Makes me angry. Don't like it when I don't understand something. I'm clever, sharp, like to know everything, like to predict what's going to happen next, like to remain one step ahead of everyone I know. Right now, I feel 3 steps behind Noriko, behind whatever Corpse Girl is. Maybe Tomei has the right idea. Maybe getting out of this situation is for the best. Though, could I really make a clean break? Could I really just walk away? Noriko isn't afraid to play dirty. That's become increasingly more evident, especially with the Kenji situation. If I walked, would I have to be on guard for the rest of my life? Would I have to be cautious of every shadow that flits in the darkness? Would Corpse Girl come to claim me as her own? That begs the question. If Tomei quits now, will Noriko try to bury her silence with blood? She'll do anything to ensure her name isn't dragged through the dirt. Tomei knows too much as me. She can compromise Noriko's entire operation if she lets the wrong words slip out in front of the wrong people. Because of that, I have to believe that Noriko won't stand for it. Tomei's life will be in danger if she quits now. I don't know how, I don't know by what measure Noriko will strike from the shadows. The girl is weak of body, though strong of mind. And her ambitions are steeled by some other worldly force of will.
Noriko won't let Tomei walk away from this.
Speaking the words aloud and hearing the echo throughout my apartment helps me reaffirm the truth. I have to warn Tomei. I don't know if it's too late. I don't know if she's told Noriko that she'll be quitting, but there's no time to waste.
Can I help you?
Tomei in?
She's, are you a friend of hers?
Yeah. This is an emergency.
Really? Hang on. I'll go get her.
I went patiently as the guy I assumed Tomoe's boyfriend goes to fetch her. It's fairly late now. The sun is setting. I might miss the start of my shift at the morgue. This is more urgent.
Kojiro? What the fuck are you doing here?
Need a word.
How'd you get my address? You know what? I'd rather not know.
Tomei, who is this guy? Why does he smell like...
Long story.
Is he bothering you? Should I take care of him?
My nostrils flare as little as I choke back a laugh. This guy is pretty scrawny. I'm no martial arts champion, but I find it hard to believe he'd pose a threat to me.
That's all good. He's harmless. Mostly.
I see.
He flashes me an untrusting glare.
Need to talk. It's important.
Fine, come in.
Him. He needs to go.
Seriously?
Yes, come on. What do you think I'm here to talk about?
Ugh. Yeah, fair point. Shinya, can you, clear off for a bit?
Tomei, I want to know what's going on here. Just who is this guy? Is he an ex-boyfriend of yours?
I'm fucked.
Because I'll fight him. You just watch me.
No need for that. Not here to steal your girl.
Just listen to him, Shinya. You've no need to worry.
Fine then. I can tell when I'm not wanted.
Bro.
If anyone needs me, I'll be outside.
Bro, chill out. The boyfriend storms off like an upset toddler, and I finally allow myself to crack a smile.
What a catch.
Shut up. You don't know him like I do.
Okay.
Tomei shuts the front door, leaving us alone in our
So what the
apartment.
fuck is this all about?
Need to know. Have you told Noriko you're quitting?
Nah, not yet. Surely you could have asked me that over noise.
Proms. Thought you might be in danger already.
Danger? Why?
Have a theory. Reckon Noriko will cut us up if we leave our merry band.
Nah. Noriko and I are besties. She wouldn't hurt me.
Don't act so certain. Noriko will do anything to protect herself. That neighbor of hers, the guy that got arrested, she set him up from the very start. Made him take the fall so she wouldn't become a suspect.
You're shitting me.
Dead serious. And
I take a moment to consider the best way to announce my next theory.
don't think Noriko's working alone.
Tomei simply frowns at what I consider to be a startling revelation.
Of course she's not. We're working with her.
Guess I didn't explain it well enough.
Not what I meant. Noriko may not be the ringleader here like we assumed. She said, and I quote, "When Corpse Girl first told me to start killing," end quote.
Tomoe's silent contemplation convinces me that I'm onto something that neither of us has stumbled upon too previously.
Shit. I thought Noriko was Corpse Girl. She always calls herself that. In fact, she even admitted it to me once. Yeah, I remember it. I kinda suspected it and I asked her about it, and she confirmed it.
Sure about that?
Well, pretty sure, yeah.
Interesting.
Now I'm starting to doubt myself.
Don't sweat it. Noriko does refer to herself as Corpse Girl. I'm sure of it.
Right? I thought so.
But I'm still uneasy about it. Someone convinced her to start killing. And she seems to think it was Corpse Girl.
Ugh. I don't get it.
Neither do I. But I'll get to the bottom of it.
Right.
For now, for your own safety, don't tell Noriko you're quitting.
Seriously?
I don't know how she'll react.
What a drag. I really don't want to do this anymore.
Be patient. Give me a bit of time.
You sure you can sort this out?
Yeah.
I'm not exaggerating my confidence. I'm determined to learn the truth about Noriko and the identity of Corpse Girl. Maybe I can figure out why this all started. Why Noriko is so intent on continuing down her path of destruction.
Leave it to me.
Thanks.
Later then.
I make my way to the front door and swing it open. I'm slightly startled when a heavy form stumbles into me. With his ear pressed up against the door, Tomoe's boyfriend could avoid falling forward as the door opened. I look down at him sprawled on the floor, groaning.
You okay?
He'll be fine. Get up, Shinya.
He clambers to his feet and dusts off his trouser.
I was, just,
Gotta go. Bye.
Don't have time for this. I push past him and make my way out of the apartment complex. Okay, so did Shinya just hear about what the fuck we're doing? Whatever, it doesn't matter. My late arrival at the morgue is not met by any form of chastisement. The place is empty, devoid of life, nothing out of the ordinary there. Though, Something is off. It's too empty. Glancing around the walls of cold chambers, I immediately notice something suspicious. The majority of the chamber's doors aren't sealed shut. They're slightly ajar, as though the last person to access them didn't close them properly. I would never do such a thing. I know to press the doors firmly enough that they lock in place. Leaving a cold chamber unsealed is a surefire way to assist in a cadaver's deterioration. An unsealed chamber allows the odor of decay to leak into the morgue. Right now, I don't smell anything out of the ordinary. Meaning, these cold chambers are empty. Someone has removed the cadavers that were stored inside. This place was full to the brim just a day ago. There wasn't a single empty cold chamber. Now, a cursory glance shows that a good 90% of the cold chambers are unsealed.
Fuck.
My initial sense of uncertainty gives way to panic. I jog towards the left wall of chambers and start pulling the sliding trays out one by one. Empty, 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 one after the other. Each chamber is devoid of its macabre contents. Even the HRPs have been removed. I come across one cold chamber that's still sealed. I press the release button in as to pull the handle for it. The familiar hiss of cold air escaping from the hollow space does little to allay my fears. I slide the tray out and sigh. Empty. It would seem that even the properly closed chambers have been evacuated.
Fuck shit.
I dash to the opposite wall. The row of cold chambers that store bodies not due for cremation. The row that Noriko isn't allowed access to. But just like the other wall, every chamber is empty. Doors ajar, unsealed, empty. I thoroughly check each and every one.
No luck.
I trudge towards the computer at the far wall. Logging into the inventory, I scan through the list of recent arrivals and departures. No bodies came in today. Unusual, but not itself a cause for concern. Holy fuck, my voice hurts. More importantly, no bodies have been checked off as removed from the premises. Each and every body that has disappeared from this place has not been accounted for. The correct protocols have not been adhered to. I can only draw one conclusion. The morgue has been robbed. Okay, so we don't have corpses.
Sorry to rock up so late.
It's fine. I was awake.
Okay, bad news.
Hit me.
Morgue's been plundered.
Plundered? What, are you a pirate now? Wait, your tone. You're not joking.
No.
Explain.
All the cadavers have been stolen. Cold chambers are completely empty.
Fuck!
Yeah, my thoughts exactly.
How could you let this happen?
Me? I'm no security guard. Don't put this on me.
How am I supposed to acquire corpses now?
Why did you just change music? Hold on, it's banging now.
How the fuck am I supposed to appease Corpse Girl?
What the fuck? Despite the fact that she's having a Noriko moment, I don't miss the fear in her voice. Appease Corpse Girl. Not something you say if referring to yourself. She's clearly referring to someone else, some other being. Time to put her on the spot. Sick of always being 3 steps behind.
Who's Corpse Girl?
What?
Who is she?
Don't act dense. I'm Corpse Girl. If you're trying to be funny, it isn't working. Now isn't the time. We've lost everything, Coach. I've got a couple of bodies here at the factory, but they're allocated to victims already. Corpse Girl gets any new requests, we won't be able to fulfill them.
There, you did it again. You referred to Corpse Girl as another person.
Can you stop messing around? Don't you see how serious this is?
I do.
I do. I see how serious the entire situation has become. Noriko is delusional. She refers to Corpse Girl both as herself and as another person. She pays no heed to the difference in her words even when called out on it. She doesn't seem to be even aware that she's doing it. Could be a personality disorder. Can't place blame on her if that's the case. But I think it's more than that. She believes that she's being guided or goaded by Corpse Girl, forced to achieve her ambitions. There's more to it than a personality disorder. Something I'm not seeing.
So, what do we do?
What can we do? You'll have to break into another morgue. Start stealing corpses for me.
Are you fucking insane?
No.
What do you mean, no? Don't say no to me.
I'd do just about anything for you. But sometimes, you need to know when to call it. There's no moving forward from here.
I can't give up, Kojiro. I've come so far.
Somebody stole the cadavers from the morgue. From my morgue. Somebody who knows what I'm involved in. It wasn't an attempt to stop what we're doing.
What do you mean?
It was a message. Whoever did it wanted to prove that they are more powerful than we are. Pulling several hundred stiffs from a morgue, all at once, without getting busted? That's something even we couldn't achieve. Someone knows our operation, inside and out. Someone knows what we do and how we do it. And they wanted to prove that they can do it better.
The human removal service.
Who else?
Damn it.
Hope you can see the truth now. We can't continue with them in the picture.
You're right. Our next move is to destroy them. Destroy the Herald.
That wasn't exactly what I was getting at. You could have just quit. I was only trying to discourage Noriko from continuing with her operation.
Propose.
You said you'd do nearly anything for me, right?
Fuck.
More or less.
Then, hunt down Junpei Matsumoto. Again, he needs to reveal the identity of his leader, the Herald.
Right. Didn't work so well last time.
Can't forget that night. Had the guy beaten and bruised on the ground. Stubborn pup.
You were interrupted last time. Aoi got in the way, didn't she?
Yeah. Tried to defend her boyfriend.
You need to extract information from Junpei at any cost. When you're done, kill him.
I have no problem with that. But if Aoi's present again, I'll have to back down.
A few seconds of silence make me ponder if Noriko still has her head in the conversation. I'm about to repeat myself when she finally speaks.
Aoi interferes. Kill her.
What? And just like that, Noriko's true heart is revealed. She will stop at nothing to achieve her goals. I was right to fear for Tomoe's life earlier. I was right to fear for my own. If Noriko will cut down her best friend in the world, then she will show no mercy to anyone else. This kind of resolve, this steel-hearted determination, I can't help but admire it. I respect Noriko.
I do this for you. I want something in return.
What?
Be with me.
You still want me?
I've never wanted you more.
This is fucking ridiculous.
I'm in love with you, Noriko.
You can't make, bro, you can't make a fucking, what? Okay.
In case that wasn't clear before.
Oh my god, this game is insane.
Okay. Take care of this issue for me, and you can call me yours. I'll be your girlfriend, or your wife, or your mistress. Whatever you want, my heart will be yours.
What in the fuck is, that's all I wanted to hear. All I needed to hear. I don't want to be alone anymore. I don't want to feel lonely. Noriko, Shizuko, even Tomei, it doesn't matter. I just want somebody to love me, to hold me.
Okay, I'm on it. Leave it to me.
That man Kojiro about the
Thank you, Kojiro. I'm putting my faith in you.
I step back, turn around, look up, stare at the stars in the pollution-clouded sky. When we get together, perhaps we can live in Noriko's apartment, my old place. It would be like coming home after a long absence. Noriko will replace Shizuko in my heart, and life will go on. That man, bro, that man is about to murder Junpei like no other. This is about to be the most efficient killing I've ever seen. It's the same stakeout as last time. Junpei Matsumoto, in his infinite wisdom, posted on Noise about visiting their main cafe today. Don't know why he doesn't set his profile to private, especially after I followed him home last time, but I won't be following him again today. I'll confront him inside the maid cafe, a place where Aoi is unlikely to be since she quit the job a while ago. Although, did she really quit? If memory serves, she was dressed as a maid last time I encountered her. It's not that I have qualms about killing her. In fact, I'm not even bothered that Noriko is okay with ordering her death. I'm just thinking about the future. When Noriko and I marry, we won't want friends or family to attend the wedding. Noriko will need bridesmaids and maid of honor. Aoi would be perfect for one of those roles. By sparing her life now, I can kick off my new life with Noriko on a high note. I'm aware other people will be present in the cafe. I have no intention of hurting them. I'll force as many possible to evacuate, or I'll corner Junpei somewhere private. The dog himself arrives as I'm playing through possible scenarios in my head. He waltzes through the front door, completely oblivious to my presence across the street. I'll give him some time. Let him get comfortable. Lower his guard. The weight of the blade inside my pocket is unfamiliar. Not like it's so heavy or a strict movement, just feels strange. Figured it was better not to tackle this unarmed. It's an emergency measure. After 20 minutes, I approach the maid cafe's entrance. Here we fucking go. It's not gonna happen in a cafe. It's just not happening. Not a fan of the atmosphere. Too flashy for me. Prefer somewhere more simple, laid back. Junpei has a table near the far wall, alone. Not that I expected any different. A blonde maid trots over to refill his drink. He nods politely, but doesn't say a word. Hasn't seen me come in yet. Someone asks if I want a table. I don't respond. Someone else chimes in, something about paying the cover charge. I don't know. My attention is on the dog. No one attempts to hold me back as I march towards my prey. He finally sees me, but I'm 5 steps away and it's too late.
What the?
Long time.
You're crazy, man. Get away from me.
Looking at him up close, he doesn't seem too worse for wear, considering our last encounter. I start to wonder if I went too easy on him.
Can I sit here?
Hell no. Get out of here.
Thanks.
I pull up a chair and sit directly across from him. The blonde maid from before offers me a menu. Then she gasps when I hear something shatter on the floor.
It's you!
Strange. Aoi didn't quit her job after all. Did she lie to Noriko? Did Noriko lie to me? I'm 90% sure it's her anyway.
Stay back, babe. I got this.
Yep, it's her.
Did you quit?
Huh?
I thought you quit this job.
What? How would you know that?
I realized that I shouldn't spill any details on my relationship with Noriko.
Forget it.
Oh, you think you're hot stuff, right? Tailing me, beating me up, and now you're digging into my girl's business? The fuck is wrong with you, man?
Junpei is fucking hilarious.
Excuse me for a second.
I stand up slightly and lean over the table. Junpei recoils as my fist pummels his note. Fuck.
Sorry, had to do it.
Sit back down and wipe my bloody knuckles with a napkin. Junpei clutches his face and sobs. Aoi is visibly shaking, standing next to her dog, unsure how to react. By some miracle, I don't think anyone else around witnessed the punch. For the best, means we can get down to business without interruption.
Some questions for you.
You broke my nose!
This is fucking hilarious. I'm not gonna lie.
Haven't asked my question yet.
Aoi somehow gathers the courage to flee. I don't watch her leave, but I get the sense she's gone to fetch help.
What do you know about the robbery of the hospital morgue?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, not the answer I wanted.
Junpei makes a mistake of possessing fingers. Oh, fuck! I jam a steel fork into the back of his left thumb and pin it to the wooden table.
You're going to give me the answers I want. Am I clear?
You're nutcase. You're psycho.
No. For my next question, how did you find out about my involvement with Corpse Girl?
It seems that Junpei is carefully weighing his response for the first time. Instead of outright defiance, he wisely chooses to grant me a satisfactory answer.
It wasn't hard, man. You're not the most stealthy dude around, you know?
Explain.
You and that blonde gal girl, Tomei Watanabe? You're not cautious enough.
So he knows Tomoe's identity and her involvement. This hound is truly a liability.
It's not hard to tell you when you drive that hunk of shit van around town, dropping dead bodies off to Corpse Girl's targets.
He knows a lot. Way too much. How far does his knowledge extend?
I see. My next question then. Do you know Corpse Girl's identity?
I think the real question is, do you?
I consider his words. Do I know Corpse Girl's identity? Beginning to doubt that. Had he asked me a week or two ago, I would have thought of Noriko immediately. Now, the way that Noriko has been referring to Corpse Girl, I'm not so certain. But I won't let this wounded mutt have the upper hand. I won't let him pry open gaps in my defense.
Wrong answer.
The only other piece of cutlery at hand is a metal spoon. I drive the slightly pointed rear end of it into the pointer finger on Junyu's already injured hand.
Corpse Girl's identity?
Fine. Noriko Kurosawa.
Interesting.
I see.
A hesitant tap on my shoulder from behind me causes a turn.
Leave him alone.
Aoi has someone gathered a dozen other bystanders. They're all glaring at me, fist clenched, ready to try to forcibly remove me from the premises.
We're not done here. Come back later.
Let my Junpei go. Stop hurting him.
For an outwardly meek girl, Aoi has more courage than I expected. I stand up and stretch my neck. I'm not looking for a fight with a bunch of cafe patrons. Heaving a sigh, I dip my hand into my pocket and withdraw the knife. Flashing in front of the mob says more than my words ever could. They all back off, a few letting out sniffles of despair. Aoi, either out of bravery or fear, holds her ground. A single, watery tear welling in her left eye discloses her true feelings.
Leave. Everyone. Now.
Doesn't take more than this animalistic primitive command to convince the crowd to disperse and rush for the door. Well, that was easy. Aoi's amongst the fleeing throng, and she mouths the word sorry as she catches Junpei's eye. Satisfied that we will not be interrupted further, I return my attention to Junpei. He sobs vocally.
Kill me, man. I'll do whatever you want, you know? Please, I'm begging you. I've got my whole life ahead of
How the fuck is he supposed to get out now when people know what his face looks like?
Relax. Only one more question for you.
What? What is it?
Who runs the human removal service? Who is the Herald?
I'm being completely honest with you, man. I don't know who he is. He wears this creepy-ass mask and never speaks.
Can't quite tell if the dog is being sincere or lying through his
I need
teeth.
more than that. Who would know his identity?
Shit. Look, man. The Human Removal Service. It's only the two of us. Me and the Herald. He recruited me online, you know? It makes me do his legwork. So, if I don't know who he is, no one does. Except him, of course.
It's absolutely Aoi. Not good enough. Not the answer I'm looking for. I lean over the table once more, keeping my knife clearly within the dog's vision.
Not happy with that answer. Pick a finger.
Shit, no, dude, seriously. Ask me a different question. Please, please.
Kojiro,
The voice I didn't expect to hear rings out from behind me.
enough.
Why are you here?
I overheard everything. It's enough information to use.
Is it?
Noriko strides forward. It's a little unnerving to see her in the real world, away from the factory. She's been cooped up there for so long. Her pale skin looks almost otherworldly beneath the cafe's gaudy lights. For whatever reason, she's wearing her best clothes. They're almost clean, as though she recently did her own laundry. She walks with purpose, one foot in front of the other, but her gait is unsteady and she's visibly trembling. At the end of her path, she rests her palms against Junpei's table and takes a calming
You
breath.
stole the corpses from the morgue.
No.
Yes.
Noriko doesn't miss a beat as she flashes her phone at Junpei. I can't see what's displayed on the screen, but the dog hangs his head almost immediately.
It was me. I robbed the morgue.
Noriko pockets her phone. She then tosses a small bundle of bandages onto the table. Bandages? Junpei hastily grabs the offering with his good
Get
hand.
out of here. Get Aoi to bandage you up, and not a word of this to the police.
Yes.
With a great deal of effort and a grimace, Junpei plucks the cutlery from his pierced hand and yelps. Not daring to remain in my presence any longer, he bolts towards the door.
We're just letting him go?
Yes.
Don't understand.
You don't need to.
Don't like that. Don't feel comfortable not knowing what's going on.
What did you show him on your phone?
Leave it, Kojiro. Put the knife away. We're leaving.
I obey her orders, returning the knife to my pocket. I follow her unsteady lead and we exit the empty maid cafe. What the fuck just happened? How did she even get here? My boy Kojiro's not getting no more love. Noriko gaps unhelpfully as she quickly consumes her weight in water. With a loud swallow, she brings her sleeve to her lips and wipes her mouth dry. The empty water bottle clatters against the concrete and Noriko's gaze returns to me.
That's a bit better.
The visit to the maid cafe got the better of her. She spent too much energy intervening in the confrontation, but her motives for doing so remained unclear.
Fill me in.
There's no need to kill Junpei.
Why? He knows everything. Knows me, knows Tomei. He knows... you.
Noriko hesitates, but she doesn't flinch at the revelation. Something tells me she already knew this much.
Junpei Matsumoto will be dead by sunrise. I made a request, Kojiro.
A request? The first thought that jumps out at me is that she requested for Corpse Girl to kill Junpei Matsumoto, but that's a ridiculous notion, isn't it?
I see. I don't think Corpse Girl can take care of him. He knows our whole operation.
Noriko's raised eyebrow conveys her confusion.
What? No. I didn't make a request through Corpse Girl's website.
I made a request through
What would be
you.
the point of that?
I shrugged, because I truly don't know what else she could have
I
meant.
used the other website.
What?
The Human Removal Service. I made a request for the death of Junpei Matsumoto.
Oh. But again, what good would that do? Junpei is an accomplice. If his colleague, the venerable, supposedly immortal Herald, receives a request to kill him, it will simply be ignored. Unless... Startling realization dawns on me.
Shit, of course. Why didn't I suggest that?
A haunting smirk is described across Noriko's features. She knows that I have finally drawn the same
The
conclusion.
Herald is ambitious. His convictions are strong. Absolute.
He never turns down a
Just
request.
like mine. Like Corpse Girl's.
Corpse Girl's convictions. Huh. Corpse Girl would never reject a request.
That's right. Junpei Matsumoto is disposable. A pawn. The Herald will deal death to him in the same manner as any other nameless victim.
This is fucking wild, bro.
I see.
But more important than Junpei being killed is what we will discover in the aftermath.
And what is that?
Explain.
By knowing that Junpei is the next to be targeted, we can observe him and witness the Herald's killing method firsthand.
Ah, it's brilliant. Noriko has laid the perfect trap. By sparing Junpei's life today, we set him up to be slaughtered by his own compatriot. We can use his death as a means to uncover exactly how the Herald brings low his victims.
Have to hand it to you. This is a pretty fantastic plan.
I know.
A few things.
You have doubts?
Not doubts, exactly. Firstly, how do we know exactly when Junpei will be killed?
Noriko sweeps her hair behind her ear and scoffs as though the answer should be as clear to me as it is to
I
her.
specifically requested the time of death.
What?
You can do that?
The Human Removal Service demands it.
Interesting. Second topic. What if you're wrong?
What?
What if the Herald isn't willing to kill his own ally?
In that case, It will prove something important. It will prove that we are dealing with a complete amateur. Someone whose convictions could never reach the strength of corpse girls.
You can't call somebody an amateur when they done killed like 3 times the amount of people you've killed. That is just cringe. Like, doesn't work. And just like that, Noriko reaffirmed my earlier suspicions. Corpse Girl truly would destroy her own allies in order to see her ambitions fulfilled. Tomei, myself, our souls are shackled to Corpse Girl's own black void, yet we are not safe from her wrath. Should Noriko will it, our flames will be snuffed out in moments. We are nothing to her. Dirt, dust, ash. We will be blown away like the useless incinerated remains of a cadaver.
Understood. Let's uncover the secrets behind the human removal service.
That's tough. Another early morning, if you can call it that. Haven't gone to sleep yet, so it still feels like late night. Noriko has me on a short leash. Thinks she knows it too. Apparently, she specified this as the place of Junpei's death. Don't know how she knew of it. This parking complex belongs to Junpei's apartment building. It extends 2 or 3 levels underground. Again, Noriko specified the exact location of the death. The human removal service seems to take user requests very seriously.
How much further in?
Shh, keep your voice down. I'm just looking for a good vantage point that we can hide.
Her words are severed by a violent gasp. Unable to speak another word, she simply points. My eyes obediently follow the direction of her slender finger. Dog. Cooked. 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 Absolutely cooked.
Disappointing. Missed the main event.
That's not a man. Junpei Matsumoto is already dead. He's floating in a sea of his own lifeblood. Vicious stab wounds practically glow red along his back. After examining his remains, I turned my attention to the less interesting figure standing motionless beside him. The masked stranger looks like the villain from a B-rated slasher film. He's covered from head to toe in dark clothing, a zipped up jacket with extra long sleeves, a hood, a skirt. The cut of the figure's clothes combined with the physique gives me the impression that he may in fact be female. Is this the Herald we've been searching for? The bloody corpse at her feet would suggest that it is so.
That mask.
The mask? It's simple, white, probably porcelain. It's reminiscent of something, some fictional character or maybe some film villain after all. The Herald still hasn't moved. She's as still as a statue, gaze vacant, her eyes impossible to discern behind the mask.
Are you the Herald?
For the first time, the figure moves. It's a startling jerky motion, like a mannequin or a puppet being pulled by strings. Her head cocks to the side as she seems to notice our presence for the first time. But an answer to Noriko's question is not forthcoming. I step up to the plate.
Really immortal?
The Herald doesn't react to my voice like she reacted to Noriko. She has returned to a stiff, doll-like state. Pretty easy to prove if someone or something is immortal. And I've always had a curious mind. I draw the knife from my pocket and launch it at the mannequin. The blade embeds itself in the thing's shoulder, and she doesn't so much as flinch as a trickle of blood pools around the shining steel.
Mr. Hart.
Kojiro, why did you do that?
I shrug and take a step towards the Herald before Noriko tugs on my coat and holds me back. She takes my place and puts herself between me and the Herald.
Tell us who you are. We deserve to know that much.
Something in Noriko's words, the sound of her voice or the tone of her plea, causes the Herald to move once more in acknowledgement. But the motion this time is quick, fast, calculated. The Herald moves a sleeve hand to withdraw the knife from her shoulder, and she allows the blade to drop down to the concrete ground with a dull ting. Before the knife hits the ground, the Herald turns her back and breaks into a sprint.
Shit. Not cut out to chase her.
Don't bother. We won't catch up.
The Herald disappears into the darkness of the parking lot. We are left standing by the corpse of Junpei Matsumoto.
Well, we didn't see the killing, but at least the request was granted.
She's right. Her gambit paid off. The Herald killed her own ally. She's proven her convictions are strong. I crouch down to examine Junpei's corpse, but it's hard to get a good look in the darkness. Regardless, it's clear that the dog is dead.
Should we leave the body?
Going to send a text.
Huh? Who are you messaging?
See if I can pull a few strings. Wouldn't mind if the corpse ended up at my morgue.
What are you planning?
Nothing. Really. Just want to prod and poke a bit.
Noriko's subsequent grunt is a clear indication that she doesn't fully believe me.
Do what you want. I've gained as much from this as I had hoped.
I let her trail off as I turn my attention to my phone. I swipe through my contacts and quickly compose a message to a few people in particular. If all goes well, an investigation team will shortly arrive to examine the scene. I'll be gone by then, but if my contacts do their job correctly, they'll haul Junpei back to the morgue. I pocket my phone and scurry towards the blood-soaked knife I launched at the Herald. It slides back into my pocket and I signal to Noriko that we should depart.
Junpei Matsumoto.
Okay, so Junpei's dead. She waves half-heartedly at the corpse and lets out a childlike giggle. A scant few hours sleep didn't offer much in the way of refreshment. Have to be at the morgue again in an hour. Not that there's much to do there since the place was robbed. Perhaps a few more cadavers will arrive. Perhaps Junpei Matsumoto's corpse will be there. I should take this opportunity to take a breath. Been a while since life slowed down like this. No requests coming through for Corpse Girl, no bodies to haul around with Tomei, no cadavers to catalog at the morgue. Life should be good. I'm still alone, and Noriko may decide to scar me at any moment. Why does that make me want her more? Do I want to prove my worth, my value, prove to her that I'm worth keeping around? Don't know. Doesn't matter in the long run. After brewing myself a cup of coffee using the French press Tomei gifted me, I took a seat in my chair. Sitting alone in the darkness is somewhat depressing, but it's only temporarily. I won't be alone forever. Soon Noriko will sit here with me. We'll be together in the darkness. I'll make her see my worth. I'll make her love me the way that I love her. I'll make her fill the void that Shizuko has left in my heart. I'll make her treat the gnawing pain in my insides. I'll make her save me from falling into despair, from falling into old habits. Noriko will save me from myself, just like Shizuko once did. Dog, you could have just got on like a dating website, bro. This is not healthy. I take a sip of my coffee. It's still a little hot and it scalds the gap in my mouth where my tooth was once. It hurts, but I'll be okay. Soon. It's hard to hide a smile when plans unfold perfectly. The body was here waiting for me when I arrived at the morgue. Staring down at the pallid corpse of Junpei Matsumoto fills me with more satisfaction than I thought possible. The dog is dead, and my early morning encounter with his executioner wasn't just some fever dream born from wishful thinking. His body is riddled with stab wounds, deep, clean, piercing cuts. But these injuries were not inflicted by a knife. I'm no forensic pathologist, but the wounds are too thin and too deep. Each intrusion is about the width of a chopstick. Doubt he was killed by chopsticks though. You can never rule out anything. My gaze pans down his body looking for anything of interest. The rest of his form looks ordinary. Nothing to note. I'll zip up the bag for now and return him to his allocated cold chamber. Might take him out once in a while to have a laugh. As I raise the zipper covering his legs and the groin, I have to shift his arms to fit them within the HRP. And then I flinch, and my hands instinctively retract from the cadaver. I'm used to the ice-cold touch of a body fresh from its containment chamber. The sensation of lifeless preserved flesh. Thus, it wasn't the sensation of touch that caused me to startle. It was the sight of something out of the ordinary, something I somehow missed during my initial observation. Junpei's fingers. 5 thick, meeting digits on each hand. 10 perfectly intact, dead but otherwise healthy fingers. It was only days ago that I pierced 2 of his fingers, his thumb and his pointer finger, using cheap metal cutlery. I can't forget the distinct feeling of plunging those implements through flesh and bone, pinning his fingers to a table. The corpse before me shows no evidence of ever being injured in such a manner. Nobody can heal wounds like that without medical attention. Even then, stitches and scars will remain. But Junpei Matsumoto's digits are 100% intact and puncture-free.
Interesting.
Come to think of it, didn't I snap another few of his fingers in half that one time I confronted him outside of his apartment? I'm sure I did, crushed the bones within my own fist. But this corpse's hands don't show signs of that either. Normal to the touch, no visible bruising. On a whim, I pull out my phone and open noise. I navigate to Junpei Matsumoto's profile, load a few profile images, swipe through them one by one. I put my phone right next to Junpei's head, comparing the similarities between Junpei's photo and his dead body. Everything becomes clear immediately. Certain elements of Junpei's features don't match. His nose is broader in photos, his lips are thinner and more taut. The corpse in front of me is not Junpei Matsumoto. It's a copy, a clone. Junpei Matsumoto's death was faked for our entertainment. The body lying on the ground in front of the Herald was planted there before we arrived, planned to convince us that Junpei has met his maker. The Herald did not kill Junpei, the Herald simply used one of Corpse Girl's tricks and produced a carbon copy body, all in order to fool myself and Noriko. As this revelation settles in my mind, I come to another conclusion. The morgue being robbed was no coincidence. I can almost guarantee that the cadaver used to replicate Junpei's death was stolen from this very place, a weapon of deception, stolen and turned against us. And the morgue was targeted before Noriko even requested Junpei's death, almost as if the human removal service predicted Noriko's movements in advance. Is it even possible? All I know for sure is that the dog is still out there, still sulking around, working for his master. This is starting to get interesting. Starting to get interesting indeed. I like this. We turned it up. Now we gotta tell her.
Okay, I think I'm up to date. I guess it was a good thing you decided to prod and poke Junpei's corpse, as you put it.
Yeah, about that.
Guess so.
I thought you were just being your usual morbid self, taking corpses for your own use, whatever that may be.
Don't know what to tell you.
Well, I'm glad you acted, faking Junpei's death. What's their end goal?
Okay, you did tell her.
What did they really accomplish by pulling such a stunt?
There's a million possible answers to that question. Can't know the real truth, not yet.
Obvious answer would be that they wanted to deceive us, make us think we have the upper hand.
I came to the same conclusion. They think they've fooled us, but we know better. Can we use that to our advantage?
Don't know.
Sometimes you're helpful, and other times you're just...
What?
Never mind.
Okay.
It irritates her when I withhold my thoughts. Sometimes I act like this just to elicit reactions from her. She's cute when she's pissed
I
off.
don't know what we should do next. We're kind of at a dead end, right?
Kind of.
Corpse Girl's website has gone silent. No one is requesting deaths anymore. But if I'm to believe the news, there are still dozens of people being killed all around the city, which means the human removal service is still as active as ever.
How long is this game? I just thought about that. This is like part 7.
Don't beat yourself up. Don't have any cadavers at the morgue anyway. Can't exactly fulfill any requests.
True.
She sighs and rubs her eyes. Despite her tired, exhausted appearance, she's dealing with recent events rather well, for Noriko at any rate.
Can you let me know when the morgue starts filling up again?
Sure. Hang on. There is one body there. Fake Junpei.
Yeah.
Not much use though, I suppose.
No, not really.
Oh my god, that...
Keep me updated.
Okay.
She rubs her eyes again and tries to hold back a yawn.
You're correct.
Sorry. Things are tough right now.
It'll get better. You'll cause some deaths soon enough.
My words have the strange effect of actually cheering her up slightly. I know we're not exactly the most normal people. The things we do, the causes we devote ourselves to, they are wrong. There's no other way to put it. I know this. I trust that Noriko knows this as well. We're morbid, sick, disgusting. Noriko slaughters innocent people in the name of Corpse Girl, her fabricated idol, or alter ego, whatever else she could be. As for me, I've got as much blood on my hands as Noriko does. She likes to believe she's innocent, but the truth is she's just as guilty as any killer. I don't see myself the same way. I know for a fact the things I've done enough to put me behind bars for the rest of my life. I don't try to convince myself that I'm something I'm not. I'm a criminal, plain and simple. But Noriko is a kindred spirit. We've connected on some level that I don't expect the average person to understand. We're bonded by the things we've done, the deaths we've witnessed. Looking at her now, this tired girl worn by stress, I can't help but be reminded of Shizuko. I messed up with Shizuko. I didn't take the time we had together seriously. I took it all for granted. I won't make the same mistake with Noriko. I'll make her mine and I'll prove my love to her every day. Perhaps I will convince her to not discard me when I've run out of use.
Want something to eat?
She glances at me and opens her mouth, but weighs her words before speaking.
Thanks, but you know me.
I know.
Of course I know. I know so much about her. She doesn't eat, not unless she absolutely has to in order to live for another day.
Something light? A salad? I want to share a meal with you.
I can't.
Okay. I understand.
I do. I get it. It's Noriko. Her conventions are what I admire most about her. What would it say of her character if I could break her conventions with a simple invitation?
We should get married.
Huh?
A few days ago, you said you'd be mine.
I told you something like that, yeah.
No, not something like that. You said exactly that.
But that had a condition. You had to kill Junpei.
She's right. I didn't manage to kill him. Does that mean I don't deserve her?
Maybe there's something else I could do? Let me prove that I'm a man you can love.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
I'll take that. It's better than an outright no.
Maybe you should get going for now. I need to sleep.
Okay.
I'll leave her be. Should get some sleep myself.
Later.
Bye, Kojiro.
Something about the way she says my name sends a chill down my spine. It's not a pleasant sensation. It's not a feeling of elation or excitement. It's uncomfortable, disconcerting. I shrug it off and leave the factory. What the fuck? What is this? Dog. No way, bro. Okay. I have an uncannily vivid recollection of dragging Shizuko's corpse through the streets on the night she was killed. I had witnessed the collision. I watched, speechless, as the asshole who ran her down drove away like a coward. It took me a while to gather the strength to collect her crumpled body from the asphalt. By then it was around 7 o'clock. The sun had set, but a sliver of light still peeked over the horizon, tinting the sky with an orange hue. People kept screaming at me. Wasn't doing anything wrong, wasn't trying to smear Shizuko's blood on the sidewalk, just wanted to take her home. She was hurt or dead. No point leaving her in the middle of the road. She didn't comment on my suit. Got all dressed up for her. Didn't comment on the ring, even as I slipped it on her stiff finger. She didn't say a word about the size of the diamond. Damn, bro. But she made a unique sound as we walked. It rings in my ears now and then, especially when I catch myself in quiet moments. Didn't know what it was at the time. It punctured the silence between my heavy footsteps. Turns out the sound was caused by the fabric of her dress stretching and ripping against the coarse texture of the sidewalk. She made that sound for the entire journey home. My footsteps, thud, thud, Shizuko, shh, shh, people screaming. The cacophony of irritating noise assaulted us during the entire expedition. Silence didn't rear its head until we arrived at our destination. It wasn't easy getting her up the stairs to my apartment. I carried her in my arms dozens of times, always effortlessly. But during that final ascent, Shizuko's weight exceeded the limit of my muscles. Had no choice but to drag her up slowly, a single step at a time. It wasn't my fault her head cracked against every step. Once we were inside, I finally had the opportunity to examine the damage. Her limbs were flattened, her chest had caved in, ribs crushed and ground into a fine dust. Remarkably, her beautiful face remained unmarred. She looked at peace, despite having died in pure agony long before. That was the last time I kissed her. I planted my lips on hers and found comfort in the slight warmth that still remained. And then I closed her eyes. My memory of that event is so clear that thinking about it feels like I'm reliving it again for the first time. That's so tough. The pain hasn't dulled, but I'm glad I don't live in that apartment anymore. Climbing those steps every day would only serve to remind me of dragging Shizuko behind me. I cut myself free from the chains that shackled me to her, but I can never destroy the memories. I think they'll haunt me on to the end of my days. Perhaps that's why I'm so desperate to fill the void she left in my life. I'm desperate to distract myself with the love from another, and yet, at the time I didn't want to let her go. I wanted to hold her cold, lifeless corpse to my body and simply waste away so I could join her in the afterlife. In fact, I was so attached to her corpse that I did something I'd never done before, not once. In all my history of toying with dead bodies, I decided to keep her. You put her in the fucking walls, didn't you? You put her in the walls, didn't you? Damn! Don't know whether it was out of despair or depression or desperation. Don't truly know why I decided to do such an odd thing. Possessed by a single disturbing idea, I emptied out the small storage closet in that old compartment, discarded everything within. Then I carefully, delicately, lovingly placed Shizuko inside the dark space. She stood up against the wall almost casually, almost like she was alive. I held her in place with some rope fastened to the wall, a loop around her neck and a few bindings around her waist. She sagged a little, but it wasn't overly noticeable. There Shizuko stood before me. Though her gaze was lowered, I could almost fool myself into thinking she wanted to greet me. Or she wanted to simply say goodbye. Goodbye. Something I never considered saying to her. But I knew it was time. Time to say goodbye to her and say goodbye to myself. The me that shared a life with her. The me that lived in shame of things I'd done. Into that small storage room I piled the evidence of my guilt. All the macabre and sickening paraphernalia that I had collected over the years found a new home within that dark space. Photos of corpses, tomes written about embalming and mummification, countless books by Nobel Sinclair, the author that I held so dearly onto my heart. Everything and everyone that made up Kojiro found itself inside that room, and with one last look at the girl, I slammed the door and locked it tight. The ceremonial act of locking away everything I once loved had a cathartic effect, but the moments after aren't as clear in my mind. I know that I sealed up the room and concealed the door, but I don't recall the effort that I went into doing so. I know that I decided to leave the apartment behind, but I don't recall talking to the landlord. I know that I tried to move on from being the person I once was, but I don't know how much I truly changed. That is Corpse Girl. Because just over a year later, I'm still in this world, taking part in truly disturbing acts. I'm still obsessed with the dead, and I'm still fawning over Noriko. Maybe people can't change after all. Maybe I've been fooling myself all this time into thinking that I'm different now, but I'm not. I'm the same as I always was. I'm still just Kojiro. Maybe that's okay. That's Corpse Girl. That's Corpse Girl. Maybe Noriko has some weird fucking spiritual...
Some good news for you.
Hold on, Kojiro, shut up. Maybe Noriko has some weird spiritual connection to the fucking body that was... They've been talking about the stench of mold throughout the story. Shizuko is still there. That is Corpse Girl. Noriko probably went crazy and thought that... I don't know, bro.
Really? What is it?
A few new cadavers were in the morgue when I arrived tonight. Also, I was thinking...
What about?
Something funny. We went to such lengths to make sure we didn't get caught stealing cadavers from here.
And?
Well, it's amusing that the entire place was ransacked by the human removal service, but no one ever investigated. No one here seemed to really care.
We tried so hard to cover our tracks, being careful about every single corpse we lifted. Then those assholes just waltzed in and stole everything without any repercussions.
Yeah.
It makes me sick. I want to bring them down.
Yeah.
Anyway, how many bodies came in today?
4. Not a great deal, but let's start. Give it a week or two, and this place should be packed once more.
Okay, good. Thanks for letting me know.
Of course.
See you.
Later.
Since I've already cataloged the new arrivals, I figure I can relax for the rest of my shift. I plant myself on the uncomfortable steel chair parked near the morgue's entryway. A few moments later, I'm lost within the flashing lights from my phone screen. Don't know how long I zoned out for, but when I come to, Noriko's name is ablazing across my screen. Strange for her to call me now since we spoke just before.
Yo.
You're not going to believe this.
Try me.
Somebody requested a death.
Ah, that explains the excitement in her voice.
Congrats. It's been a while.
It's been far too long. I thought we were done for. I thought Corpse Girl's website had fallen into obscurity.
Happy for you.
Kojiro, we can't let this slip through our fingers. We need a victory here. This new request has to be fulfilled immediately. I want this victim to die with a bang. I want his death to propel Corpse Girl's name back into the limelight.
Roger. Awaiting your orders.
I'm sending you the Vic's photo. Get me a corpse that matches his appearance, just like usual.
Only got a handful of bodies here, remember? Going to be a long shot.
Do whatever the fuck you have to do.
Her icy cold command leaves no room to be misinterpreted.
Copy that.
The call ends and I immediately receive a message from Noriko. Opening it up, reveals the photo of Corpse Girl's latest victim. Male, mid-30s or so, fairly unremarkable guy. Let's see what bodies are in stock. I heave myself off the steel chair and log into the morgue's computer. Scanning through the inventory only takes a few seconds. There are 5 cadavers here in total, the 4 that arrived today plus the Junpei Matsumoto lookalike. Looking through the details reveals that of the 5, 3 are female and 2 are male. I immediately rule out using the Junpei-like corpse for this request. It's a heavyset body and doesn't match the victim at all. I'll need to take a look at the other male, but I don't like the odds of finding a match. I navigate to the cold chambers and open up the cache housing the corpse in question. The cold air spewing from the open compartment fogs up my glasses. I calmly remove them, wipe them against my coat, and return them to their rightful place. After unzipping the body bag, I am met with the face of death, a sight I have become more accustomed to after many long years working here. This guy is just as average looking as Corpse Girl's victim. Seems like the type of person you would notice in a crowd. He'd be simply a blur against the sea of bodies. Might be exactly what we need. I compare his features to those of the victim in the photo. He looks similar. Couldn't exactly mistake him for a relative, but maybe with a bit of Noriko's makeup handiwork, he might pass off as a close enough copy. Only one problem. Unzipping the body bag further reveals that this guy only has one arm. His left arm has been severed just below the elbow, leaving a surgical stump. It's been something that he's clearly lived with for years because the area in question is clean. Probably had a prosthetic limb before being moved to the morgue. This particular feature is a deal breaker, too hard to convince the victim that it's his own corpse if it's missing a limb. Although, perhaps Noriko could factor the missing limb into the cause of death. If I bloody the stump a bit, it could be made to look like he lost an arm before he died. I reach for my phone and call Noriko back, getting sick of the chit-chat.
You find a suitable corpse?
Almost. Got a guy about the same age and build. Plain face. Needs some work, but could do the job.
Great! I'll send Tomei over with the van right away.
Just one thing.
What?
The body is missing an arm.
Oh, that is a problem.
Yeah. Can you edit the corpse photo so that the victim is missing an arm? Make it look like it got chopped off before he died. That way, when he receives the actual corpse, he'll be expecting a missing limb.
No.
No?
I'm already in the middle of making the photo. I'm not changing it now.
Then I don't know what to tell you. Don't have any other suitable bodies.
Make it work, Kojiro.
That venomous tone again.
What can I do? Not going to roam the street and kill someone that looks like the Vic.
Come up with something else then. Hell, chop your own arm off and attach it to the corpse. I don't care what you do.
You better not do that.
I need the body within the hour. If you let me down, I'll never be with you. Our relationship is tied to Corpse Girl's fate. If you let her down, you'll let me down. And I don't like being let down.
My phone beeps twice as to protest Noriko abruptly ending the call.
Fantastic.
Kojiro, you better not. She likes backing me in the corners. What am I supposed to do? It's as clear she really doesn't have any intention with being with me. She's using me, dangling the promise of something I desire right in front of me. And yet, I need to have her. I need to prove that she should be with me. I lower my glasses and gently rub my brow with my fingers.
Shit.
I've got an idea, but I can't believe I'm about to do this. I slide my glasses back up and adjust them so that they're comfortable once more. I fetch the mobile mortuary lift and angle it underneath the tray protruding from the open cold chamber. With a great deal of effort, I detach the tray from the chamber. It rests upon the top of the mortuary lift, allowing me to wheel the corpse across the morgue. After pushing it halfway across the open room, I let the wheels come to a stop directly underneath one of the ceiling's glaring fluorescent lights. With that done, I turn and rummage around the cabinet. I sort through a number of tools until I find what I'm looking for. Clutching the sterile implement in a shaking hand, I return to a corpse lying atop the steel tray. I roll up the sleeves of my coat.
Noriko.
No fucking way. Stop. Dude, chill out. Please do not.
Here goes.
Bro, you're fucking insane. No. Bro! Ah! When the metal bones, bro, you have to be trolling. When the metal bone saw digs into the soft flesh of my arm, I have to grit my teeth and refrain from screaming. I angle the blade so that it cuts away from my elbow, need to leave that intact. The cutting process is pure agony. To prevent myself from passing out, I keep my breath steady and try to focus on something simple, something my brain can handle while flaying with pain. I bend to count 1, 2, 3. I count the seconds it takes for the jagged metal saw to reach bone. 15, 16, still just flesh and muscle and blood splitting down to my coat. 20, 21. I think I reached sinew after 24 seconds, but it's hard to tell because there's a terrible numbness that is somehow worse than the original searing agony. My fingers clutching the saw begin to slip due to perspiration. It's getting harder to even hold the tool. After some 32 odd seconds, the saw hits bone. Oh my fucking god! Oh, I slide it back and forth, cutting into the dense matter with as much strength as my failing body can muster. Bro, all of this and she won't be with you. This is not the play. This is not the play. Vomit and drool have soaked the front of my coat and begun to smear together with the blood. It's forming a shallow pool at my feet and the stench of mincing... Dude, I can't read this. Oh my god. Oh, fuck. Oh, I can't keep reading this. I have to skip. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, no. No, bro, this isn't it. Whoa, okay, I have to read this. I try to push myself off the ground using both arms, but of course I fall flat on my face when my right arm fails to react to my mental instructions. I think the lenses in my glasses smash against the tiles because my eye seems to be bleeding now. A second attempt at pushing off the ground is more successful. My left arm is somehow strong enough to hoist my barely responsive body. This is fucking insane. I sway and stagger around aimlessly before collecting myself enough to attempt to fish my severed arm off the ground. Luckily, I managed to grasp the blood and vomit-soaked wrist of my former limb with my one good hand. I drag myself towards the mortuary lift that holds the corpse I need to attach my arm to, but I didn't think this through. I don't really know how to attach a severed limb. I bludgeon the corpse stump with my useless arm, trying to find some point of connection that will magically fuse the limb to the corpse. It's hopeless, and as I madly flail the arm around, I can't help but laugh at the whole situation. Of course I can't attach my arm to this corpse. The corpse is missing its left arm. I cut off my right arm.
Good one.
I throw my useless detached arm behind me and rest my weary body against the mortuary lift. Accompanying my laughter is the laughter of somebody else nearby. I have to listen really intently to confirm that I'm not just hallucinating, but I'm certain that somebody just walked into my line of vision, even if they are nothing more than a dark blurred silhouette.
Oh, bro, you don't look so hot. What'd you do, cut off your own arm?
I know the voice, but I can't place it right now. It's not my voice, and it's not Noriko's
Want me
voice.
to take the pain away?
Yes, please. I'd give anything to remove the pain. I can't voice my consent. My mouth is dry and my jaw locked in place.
Nothing a little fire can't fix.
The figure comes closer. He smells foul, like a dog that's been bathed in gasoline. A dog. The heavyset figure that I now assume is Junpei Matsumoto is crouched over me. The smell of gasoline intensifies as he pours some cold liquid all over my clothes.
Hey, I gotta light this place up. But you guys didn't get the hint when we stole all of your corpses. Well, you ain't gonna be nothing without your precious Morgue. And Corpse Girl is gonna wither away without her right hand man. Right hand.
This dude cut off his right arm for no reason.
Go, Jimbo.
The way he deliberately mispronounces my name really bothers me. It bothers me so much that the anger boiling inside gives me the strength to open my mouth once more.
It's Kojiro.
Sure, bro. Sleep tight.
The dog lifts his body and disappears into oblivion beyond my sight. The unmistakable sound of a match being struck should fill me with panic, but I feel strangely calm. Warm, glowing tendrils of flame flicker around the outskirts of my vision. Fire. The entire morgue is alight. The acrid smell of smoke quickly covers up the odor of gasoline. Fire. I lost my family to fire so many years ago. Maybe it's fitting I should perish in the same way. Fire. I hate fire. I hate it and fear it. Fire. It's everywhere, surrounding me. The sickening stench of burning flesh permeates my nostrils, and I realize the smell is my severed arm being incinerated behind me. Fire. I close my eyes. Really sleepy right now. Lost a lot of blood after all.
Sorry, Noriko. Sorry I loved you.
That's so fucked. That's so fucked, dude. And now we're getting into Aoi's act? Bro, fuck off. A month later after that? I don't even want to be with Aoi right now, bro. I already know oh, I'm so mad. I really wish I could scream at him. I really, really, really want to scream. But he's one of my best customers. I just wish he would take the rules seriously.
He said no free refills.
Squeak in my voice surprises even me. Gosh, I've never yelled at a customer before. This is cringe. Can I skip this? It feels so liberating. I feel free. The customer hangs his head. He looks as guilty as I feel on the inside. Oh gosh, I shouldn't have raised my voice at him. Stupid, stupid, stupid. I'm going to get fired for this. I just know it.
Sorry, Miss Aoi. I'll never ask again, I promise.
Make sure you don't.
That's it. Don't let him see you back down. Be firm, girl. Stand up for yourself. The customer scurries away and I nearly faint from the adrenaline pounding through me. What a rush. Can't believe I didn't back down.
Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
This is fucking insane. When I feel like I've calmed down, I fetch a cloth and begin to wipe down some tables. This place hasn't been too busy lately. I still shake when I think about the incident last month that drove away a lot of our customers. That man, that tall, scary man with glasses and an evil face, he hurt my sweet little Junpei. He cornered him in this very cafe and stabbed his fingers with cutlery. What kind of sick freak does such a thing? I know there's something between those two. I can't ever forget the time the man left Junpei all bruised and broken on the ground outside his apartment. Grr. I hate that man. Who does he think he is, bullying my sweetheart? This is so fucking ass, bro. Please, I hate this shit. Please, I don't need to play Act 3, bro. Can we just get into the finale? A pleasant little chime rings out of my pocket, and I recognize it as the notification I set to let me know when the cafe is closing.
Phew. Guess I better get going.
Luckily for me, I'm not on closing duty tonight. My coworkers will take care of all that. All I need to do is sign out of the employee app on my phone, and my full shift will be automatically recorded. Then I'll get paid on time just like usual.
Bye, everyone.
I waved farewell to the other girls and duck out of the front door. I know what this is here for. This is here to take me off of the trail. As usual, my cute little honeybee is awaiting me outside. Oh, fuck off.
What's up, baby doll?
Ew.
Junpei,
I rush into his arms and give him a big snuggly cuddle.
I'm so happy to see you.
Of course, babe. I'm always here for you. How was your shift?
Not so bad.
Glad to hear it. Guess things really have changed around here.
Yep. It's so much better since the old manager left.
Good, good. You come tell Junpei if anyone else gives you trouble, yeah?
I will.
I nuzzle into his broad chest once more and immediately feel safe and warm.
Can I come back to your place?
Yes.
He holds my hand and leads me towards the train station. I'm so excited to be with him again. Do not show me anything I don't want to see right now, bro. Why is her place so fucking nice? What? Bro, is she a millionaire? What is this? Look at this place.
Whoa now, Sugar Plum. You've been serving drinks to people all day. You go kick your feet up and I'll do the brewing.
This is so cringe. You know what's funny? Is that Junpei and I are like kind of alike. I'm not carrying around no anime girl in my pocket, but we both big and fat, so fuck. I guess I hate him because it's me. Junpei is so thoughtful. Every word he says makes it clear how much he cares for me. Please.
Thank you.
I want to die. I heed his instruction and nestle myself comfortably into the sofa. As I wait for him to finish up in the kitchen, I scroll through my noise feed. I don't have that many friends on here, mainly just family members. But I still like to see what everybody is up to lately. Plus, Junpei always shares funny memes and pics on his profile, so I love seeing those. After scrolling for a minute, I come across a status update from a friend I haven't heard from in a while, Noriko Kurosawa.
What does that mean?
Her entire post is short and meaningless. It just says HEI 3. What on earth could she mean by that? When was the last time I talked to Noriko anyway? She used to call me all the time. I used to call her too. But somewhere along the line, we fell out of touch. After I introduced her to Junpei, I kind of got the feeling she was jealous. Noriko always had feelings for me. Maybe being introduced to my boyfriend really hurt her. Oh, now I feel terrible.
Tea, my love.
Fuck, this is so bad. Junpei sets down 2 teacups on the small coffee table in front of the sofa. Steam rises slowly from both cups. The sight and scent immediately relaxes me.
Thank you, Pumpkin.
Junpei scoots onto the sofa right next to me and he leans his head on my shoulder. I raise a hand and run through his hair as I continue scrolling through noise with my other hand. A post from a guy I went to school with, Shinya Fujikawa, grabs my attention. One step closer to solving the mystery of the deaths around Tokyo, helping my father collect all the evidence from the crime scenes. It's like a dream come true. Thank you, Father. Interesting. I think Shinya always wanted to be a detective. Come to think of it, we were supposed to work together at Temujin. Shinya lined up that job for me and
Who's this dude?
Junpei's gaze is fixated on Shinya's profile picture.
Oh, Shinya?
I tap on his pic and load his
We
profile.
went to school together.
I scan through his profile and read some more of his recent posts. My father has enlisted me to help with his top secret investigation. Can't diverge any further information. My lips are sealed. Top secret. You just fucking... So happy that I managed to get a lead on this case. I submitted some information to the detective in charge of the serial murders around Tokyo. And he said I can join the investigation team as a probationary member.
This guy has a real father complex, doesn't he?
Maybe.
No one tells you what to expect when you've experienced heartbreak. No one tells you how hollow and empty you will feel. It's important to throw yourself into work. I will do so. No!
Heartbreak? Something about this dude tells me he's never had a girlfriend in his life.
No! No! Tomei broke up with my boy. No! No, dog! I'm so sad! No! It's all over. It's over.
Jeez. Have some dignity, dude.
This is coming from the guy who has a fucking anime girl in his breast pocket, dude. I want to hear it.
Wow. He really likes to share everything, doesn't he?
I'm so broken, bro.
I swear, he never used to be this dramatic.
This is, bro. Junpei yawns and puts his arm around me. A classic move. He's so sweet and romantic. This is only making me hate Aoi more. I don't know why you put this into the game, but it's not helping. It's not helping the case. I know what you wanted to do, but it's not doing it's not doing it. It's not doing it. You feel me? It's not doing it, okay? I'm hating this girl more and more. I put my phone down and snuggle into his body. He's like a big, soft teddy bear.
I should get going once I finish this cup of tea.
Really? Do you have to go?
Yeah, sorry, babe. I gotta check in on Mom tonight.
Oh, okay.
You'll be okay, right?
Thought of being alone forms a pit in my stomach.
Don't worry. I'll help you out before I leave.
Thank you.
Junpei takes one last sip of his tea and gets to his feet.
Check the usual stuff?
Yes, please.
He walks behind the sofa and ruffles my hair with his rough hand. The bandages wrap around his fingers feel coarse against my scalp. As he wanders around my small apartment, he calls out to me.
Oven and stovetop are both switched off. The kitchen tap is off, no drips.
He moves into the bathroom and his voice echoes against the tile wall.
Tap is off in here too. And the shower is off.
Finally, he moves to the front door.
I'll lock this door properly when I walk out. You just have to put the deadbolt in place, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Anytime, sugar.
Ew.
I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
Love.
With that, Junpei walks out the door and closes it behind him. I quickly dash from the sofa to the door and slide the deadbolt into place.
All done. The door is locked. The door is locked. The door is locked.
I take a deep breath and tiptoe back to the sofa, then collapse onto it. Junpei is so good to me. He truly helps me out. What the fuck is happening? What is this music? No. When I'm alone, I find it so hard to be sure that everything is in order. I can't sleep or leave the apartment if there's a possibility that I've left a tap running or an appliance switched on. I can't relax if I think the door might be unlocked. I have to check things again and again until there's no shadow of a doubt that things are the way they should be. I don't remember when this obsessive-compulsive behavior first started, but I've been battling it for as long as I can recall. At the very least, when Junpei is here, he checks everything for me. He's so good to me. It saves me so much time. It stops me from having to stand in front of the kitchen sink for 5 minutes, constantly checking and double-checking if the tap is running. Logically, I know it's easy to see if water is flowing from the faucet. You can see it, you can hear it, and you can feel it if you slip your hand underneath the flow. But logic rarely applies when I find myself second-guessing my own senses. I can glance at the faucet and tell myself that it's been turned off properly. It's not dripping. But when I turn away, what if I'm wrong? What if it's actually still running? I feel like my mind is betraying me. I feel like I can't trust anything I see or hear. When I'm in doubt, it should be a simple matter of just quickly checking one more time. But the more I check, the less certain I become. And it's not just the faucet I have trouble dealing with. It's nearly everything. I unplug appliances from the power sockets to make sure they're definitely not still running. I flick light switches off and on 20 times in a row to ensure I haven't left a bulb on when I leave a room. I open and close doors repetitively, and locks are the worst. I have to examine them from every possible angle to convince myself that no one can possibly break in. My condition is completely and utterly fucked up. Struggling against it has caused some horrible afflictions to evolve inside of me. Anxiety, depression, self-hatred. I just feel like I can't do anything without the shadow of my compulsive behaviors looming over me and controlling me. And so tonight, like many other nights, I decided to sleep right where I am, here on the sofa. Getting up and going into my bedroom is too much effort. Sleeping where I am is just much, much easier. I begin to drift off, my face planted against the sofa's cushion, my legs draped over the armrest. Nah, get me out of here, dog. I don't like this story. I don't care. I'm thankful I don't have to work at the maid cafe today. My neck is a little sore from a terrible night's sleep, but I won't let that get me down. It's Monday, the start of a fresh, brand new week. I've got lots of exciting things to look forward to. For starters, I'm expecting a delivery in some items I ordered online over the weekend. It's mostly snack food, but still, I can't wait. Secondly, I'll get to see my Junpei again this afternoon. I'm going to go meet him when he finishes work. Third, my favorite anime airs on Monday nights. There's a new episode every week, well, except for when they run repeats after a season is just finished. Junpei loves anime as much as I do. Granted, he's not into my favorite series. He says it's a little too girly, but he likes a lot of other shows. We have so much fun discussing characters and stories we like, even if the shows he watches scare me a little bit. Bro, I don't care. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good week. My upbeat mood is instantly shattered when Noriko Kurosawa's name lights up on my phone screen. She's calling me? We haven't spoken in so long. Why? What does she want from me? Noriko, she's such a chore. She whines and complains so much about her life, but she doesn't know how good she has it. What? So what if she's scared of leaving her apartment? What? Wait. I'm scared of everything. She's so selfish thinking she's the only one who has it rough. I'm so tired of tiptoeing around her feelings and her stupid sensitivities.
Hello, Aoi? Hi, Noriko. Hey, listen. I know it's been a while, but can I stay at your place for a few days? I got booted out of my apartment for not paying the rent, and, well, I was living in this abandoned factory.
What the fuck?
I can't do it anymore. I hate being there alone. The guy I was spending time with just disappeared, and now, Aoi, are you there?
Is this crazy bitch for real? She hasn't spoken to me for weeks, months, and now she wants to live in my apartment.
Aoi? Sorry, Noriko. You can't stay here. Well, fuck you too.
What the fuck? My phone beeps twice and the call abruptly ends. What the hell is her problem? What is going on? What is the story? But...
Noriko, sorry, I overreacted. I think I'm in trouble. I think Corpse Girl is trying to kill me, and I need somewhere safe to stay.
What the fuck is happening? Corpse Girl is trying to kill her? I think Noriko has finally lost the plot. Whatever silver of sanity once held on to her has finally slipped between her fingers.
Noriko, Corpse Girl isn't trying to kill you. What? How would you know? You are Corpse Girl. Remember?
Never told her that.
How do you...
Never told her that.
I'm the one who wants to kill you.
Wait, what?
I'm going to fucking murder you in your sleep.
Wait, what? Noriko's silence convinces me that her memory is returning. Perhaps she called me in some delirious state or because of her fever dream.
Shit.
The call disconnects and she curses. That stupid bitch. She seriously forgets who she was talking to. I've had it up to here with her. As soon as Junpei works out the location of her factory, I'm going to go there myself and slit her throat open with my fingernails. I'll let her bleed out over me and tell me she's never meant a thing to me. I don't care how much she loves me. I'll end her life quickly before she has a chance to confess her feelings with one last gasping, dying breath. Once Noriko is dead, the human removal service will no longer have... I fucking knew it. I told you I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'll finally be able to take her place as Corpse Girl. I fucking knew... Bro, I'm so fucking smart. My fucking brain is great. During our school years, I was always envious of Noriko. She was so beautiful, so slim and graceful, and she had a wonderful family, parents that loved her more than anything. I never had any of that. I wanted so badly to be her. I struggled with my weight back then, but that wasn't the worst of it. I had an abusive mother and a father that essentially ignored my existence. Well, until he killed me by splitting my neck open. What? I would have given anything to trade places with Noriko and feel alive again. It didn't matter to me that Noriko complained about every aspect of her life. She moaned about how much she despised her delinquent sister. She griped about how her father walked out on her but still sent her a birthday card every year. She lamented over the time how her mother tried to kill herself in front of her and her sister, how her mother hung from the ceiling barely alive for hours and hours until Noriko figured out how to call for an ambulance. But I would have taken all that trauma over my own upbringing. I had traded my life for hers without a second thought. Noriko had no idea how lucky she was. Even after all these years, I never really overcame my envy of her. I even went so far as to request her death through Corpse Girl's website. Oh, you're a bitch. Of course she didn't die. How could she have? Junpei figured it out before I did. He forced his way into Corpse Girl's website and viewed all the death requests. Someone, Noriko, had placed a comment on the request I submitted. A single line of text, never intended to be seen by other eyes. That's me, bitch. Knowing that she had become Corpse Girl made my jealousy grow. I wanted to take her place. I wanted people to fear me just like they feared her. I wanted any other life, anything that would let me escape my own hellish half-existence. Thanks to trawling through her website, Junpei soon figured out the whole thing was essentially a hoax. Corpse Girl had no ability to cause death. Noriko was simply trying to con people into ending their own lives. It was pathetic. It made me laugh. I decided I would play along with Noriko's delusions in order to assure her downfall. It's finally time. I get to meet Junpei at the station and walk him home. Yay. The Noise Corporation office is walking distance from Shijuku's train station. Getting there is a breeze. Junpei works on the 13th floor of the massive office complex. He's one of the top dogs. He's worked really hard to get where he is. I'm so proud of him. It's kind of funny to think that I almost got a job near here. The Temujin building is so inclusive to Junpei's office. Noriko and Shinya hooked me up, but I completely bailed on them. Oh well. At the time, I had no idea the love of my life worked nearby. I think I'm right on time, so Junpei should be here any second. As I wait patiently, a familiar-looking girl climbs the stairs and wanders past me. Her outfit is kind of unprofessional. I wonder if she's an office employee. She looks a bit like a troublemaker. Tomei, where have I seen her before? She caught me staring at her. Oh no, she's walking towards me.
Don't I know you from somewhere?
No time to run away. She's right in front of me.
Yeah, you're Noriko's friend, right? Aoi?
Noriko's friend. Everything's always about fucking Noriko.
Yes, and you are?
The brash girl swoops her hair out of her face and leers at me.
Tomei, a friend of hers as well.
Oh,
I suddenly remember where I've seen Tomei before. I think she was in some of Shinya's photos. She the girl that Shinya was dating and broke up with?
how is Noriko?
Dunno. Was hoping you could tell me. Haven't seen that skank in weeks.
I see. I haven't seen her either.
Righto. Well, see you around.
Just like that, the girl brushes past me and doesn't even look back. I watch her as she wanders along the platform.
Oh, babe!
Junpei.
Please kill me.
What up, doll?
Please kill me.
That chick you were just talking to? She works at Temuchin. I see her walking around here all the time. She's the one I told you about.
Wait, that's her?
Yup. She used to help that Kochiro asshole deliver bodies for Corpse Girl. I've been waiting for ages to introduce you to.
I nod at Junpei and immediately break into a run.
Get her, babe.
Junpei cheers fades as I leave him behind. Tomei, she's the one helping Noriko, helping Corpse Girl. We've been waiting for a chance to follow her. Junpei has been keeping an eye on her, but her actions and movements are erratic and hard to predict. But today I fortunately have the opportunity to follow her. She's connected to so many people. Noriko, Kojiro, Shinya, they're all involved with Corpse Girl's operation. We want to track them all down one by one and cremate them like cadavers. Of course I'm saving Noriko for last. I'll slice her open and bathe in her blood and be born again from her core. What the fuck? I'll assume her identity and live her life and leave my own painful existence behind. What? I race along as fast as my legs will let me. My feet pound against the train platform and several people passing by stop to watch me out of curiosity. As long as Tomei doesn't notice I'm tailing her, then I don't care who sees me. I follow her all the way to the end of the platform, then I blend into the crowd as we board the same train. I knock on the door to what I can only assume is Tomei's apartment. She answers just after a moment and shouts me a quizzical look. As soon as the door is all the way open, I dash forward and slam into Tomei with the full force of my tiny body.
Fuck?
We tumble into the apartment, though Tomei doesn't even lose her balance. She's a lot bulkier than I am. She absorbs most of the impact and manages to remain standing. She grits her teeth and plants her hands on my shoulders, only to push me back with a mighty shove.
What the fuck are you playing at? You just tackled me.
I swung a fist at her face. She catches me off guard when she sidesteps my punch and brings her knee up into my gut. I reel back, but the injury doesn't bother me.
Take that, you dumb skank. I'll teach you to attack me. I don't care if you're Noriko's friend. I'll put you in the fucking ground.
Her long fake nails rake across my face and blood pours from my torn skin, but I stand firm and stare her down.
You're allied with Corpse Girl, right?
Is that what this is about? I don't give a shit about all that anymore. It's all behind me.
You know Corpse Girl's identity?
Of course I do. Why? Are you curious? Got someone you want to have killed?
No. I know that it's Noriko.
You're damn right. I should have guessed that a friend of hers would be just as psychotic. Noriko can go fuck herself for all I care. I'm done with her shit.
So am I. I'm going to kill her.
Tomei raises an eyebrow.
So? Well, she kinda has it coming.
I see.
Corpse Girl is done and dusted. Doubt the public even remembers her these days. It's all about the human removal service. Noriko's just Noriko now. But I still won't forgive her for what she did to Kojiro.
What is she talking about? Does she know something I don't?
What happened to Kojiro?
Do you even know who he is?
I do.
He warned me about her, you know? He said she'd discard us as soon as we weren't useful anymore. Sure enough, she had him killed. Fucking burned him alive.
That wasn't... Interesting. Tomei thinks Noriko killed Kojiro. In reality, Junpei took care of that freak. He burned the entire morgue down around him. I suppose Kojiro's death caused Noriko and Tomei's relationship to fall apart. Everything worked out better than Junpei planned.
Noriko will die, and so will you for your role in helping her.
Oh, come on. Why are you so insistent on messing with me? I ain't never done nothing to you. Hang on.
Even though this girl exudes an air of stupidity, I didn't expect her to actually be this dense. Surely she's figured it out by now.
The human removal service?
I don't say anything.
You're kidding me. You're the one Noriko has been fighting against this whole time. And you're her best friend.
Your point?
Are you the leader of your little group?
No.
Right.
When Tomei pauses to brush her hair behind her ear, I strike. My hand darts forward and grips her throat, and I begin to crush it between my fingers. The girl kicks and flails. She beats her fist against my outstretched arm, but I don't flinch. Her gurgling and thrashing brings me no joy. I wish people would simply accept her. Aoi's a fucking child. Tomei, if you don't beat her ass. I tighten my grip and stride forward, pushing Tomei back and planting her against the wall. She kicks out at me and hits me directly in the knee. I refuse to buckle. Her fingers continuously claw at my arm, slashing into my flesh and sending flecks of blood across the room. She thinks she can hurt me, thinks she can fight her way out of her fate, but nothing she does will ever injure me. You can't hurt the dead. The what? This thought repeats in my mind as my face crashes into the floor. A ringing sound in my ears causing me to question what just happened. The residual shockwaves of a dull impact as my skull flew through my head. I wouldn't call it pain or even an ache, just a sensation that something collided with me. But I'm already on the floor, my lips pressed against that hardwood, my eyes twitching and examining shards of pottery falling to the floor around me. A blanket of darkness descends over me, and I hear the ragged sound of Tomei breathing and someone's voice asking, "Are you okay?" But the question isn't directed at me. I don't think anyone cares that I'm lying here in my own blood. What the fuck just happened? I can't count how many movies I've seen where characters claim they've had an out-of-body experience. I've heard the stories in real life, too. People on the brink of death or unconsciousness tell tales of how they could view their own body from a lofty spiritual perch. I never put much stock into such nonsense. How could someone dead or dying view the world with any form of clarity? When I died all those years ago, I didn't experience any such thing. It was kind of disappointing, even though I didn't expect much. Being clubbed across the head in Tomei's apartment was a completely different experience than the time glass shards pierced my neck. I feel like I'm teetering on the edge of consciousness, writhing around the hard floor. I can see some lights, some blurred shapes, and I can see my body down below. My body, delicate and frail and slowly decaying. I don't get it. Why would I have an out-of-body experience now of all times? I sure as hell didn't experience anything of the sort when my father slit my neck. So why now? I wonder if any of my victims ever suffered from hallucinations like this before dying. Did Kotomi Ida and all those people on the train platform experience this after I cut them open? What? Did they also helplessly look down on their own bodies from above as the train screeched past? Emi Katsuna, boy, did she scream when I pushed her over the balcony railing. What the fuck? Did her spirit leave her body to look down on her splattered corpse? What about the other nameless souls I've claimed from Noriko's website? There have been so many bodies piled up, countless gifts pledged in Corpse Girl's name. I didn't kill them because I wanted to shed blood. I did it to delude Noriko. That was the goal at the start anyway. Noriko never caught on to what I was doing. She took the credit, thinking she was some all-powerful being in control of the fate of her victims. She never even tried to understand the truth. So it's not even the fact that Aoi is a part of the human removal service. She's been the one from the beginning. Oh yeah, she gotta die. She has to die. I slaved away for her, cutting and strangling and slashing and slicing. I piled up bodies for Noriko, but Corpse Girl claimed all the kills. It was a pointless endeavor. I think she would have spiraled into madness even without the power trip. I suppose it doesn't matter now. Things have changed. My only focus now is to kill Noriko. I should have done so right at the start. I'll kill her for wasting my time. As I look down at my body below, I see a girl too scared to go on, too scared to struggle anymore. It's a shame. If I was to kill years ago, I might have had the chance to live a normal life. Well, there's nothing else for it. I feel my spirit returning to my body. It's a strange sensation because I know I'm not returning to life. How could I? I've been dead far too long. My only chance is to claim Noriko's life for my own. I become her and discard this rotting, walking corpse. What the fuck is happening? Shit is blurry. Okay. I can hardly see without my glasses. Everything is blurry, foggy, lacking a solid outline. Colors bleed into other colors. Blue bends into purple and yellow melds into brown. It doesn't help that I'm partially colorblind. Never had much luck telling red and green apart anyway. Without my glasses, I'm practically blind, helpless.
You're finally awake, fucking skank.
She spits at me, and her filthy saliva drips down the side of my face. It's warm. I try to lash out at her, only to find my arms have been bound to my side. I try to scream out, but my mouth is gagged with what I can only assume is a sock. I try to lunge forward, but I'm strapped tightly to the wooden chair I'm sitting in.
I can't believe this. This is so strange. I just...
Shut up, Shinya. Jeez.
Sorry.
The blurred forms of Tomei and Shinya are pacing the room. Even without my full vision, I can tell the room is bright. Sunlight is pouring in from the open window. Just how much time has passed since I was knocked unconscious? And why have they tied me up here? I scream into the mouth guard, somehow loud enough to capture their attention. Tomei strides towards me and pulls the damn sock from my mouth.
What? What do you want?
I mumble something about being unable to see. Tomei swears, stumbles around for a bit, then forcefully pushes my glasses onto my face.
What are you going to do to me?
I don't know. That's up to this genius.
Her arm gestured towards Shinya, the pointed finger loaded with accusation.
Me? Look, I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I just saw you were in trouble, so...
Why are you here anyway? We're done. Over.
That's fucked. He just saved your life.
I wanted to see you.
This is so fucking... I'm not in the mood for the lovers quarrel.
Let me go. Or bury me. Either way, don't keep me here.
Oh, can we just bury her? Can we bury her? Is that okay?
You killed me, bitch. It's taken all my strength not to murder you right here.
She's already dead, right?
Go ahead. Try it. You can't kill the dead.
You're a freak.
Let me call my father. I'm sure he can take her in for questioning. He can find out her motives for attacking you.
I already know why she attacked me. She's trying to take down everyone associated.
Tomei cuts herself short.
Never mind that.
I wonder, is Shinya not privy to Tomoe's relationship with Corpse Girl? Intriguing. As Tomoe's former boyfriend, I simply assumed he was part of the operation. I thought he was an accomplice. If he doesn't know anything, then I don't need to kill him. One less person to deal with before I go after Noriko. However, I need to focus on getting out of here first.
If you let me go, I'll never bother you again.
Bullshit, kill her. A lie.
Why should I believe you? You followed me to my freaking home.
I'm sorry.
Fuck that. Lie.
Then I'll exchange information for my release. I'll tell you anything you want to know.
No, chill. Lie. Bro, chill out.
I'm done with all the shit between Noriko and you.
Noriko? Has she got something to do with this?
This is so fucked.
Shut up, Shinya.
Shinya. Perhaps he's my ticket out of here. I turn my head to him and wait until he looks directly at me.
Shinya, I'm so thirsty. Can I have some water?
Do not bite. Don't bite. He pauses, but since Tomei doesn't interfere, he ducks out of sight. You're such a fucking bitch.
Here.
Thank you.
It's worth noting how easy it is to manipulate. He's the complete opposite of my Junpei, who is strong and independent and doesn't let anyone mess with him.
So, about my offer.
Shut up!
Will you let me go if I share information about the human removal service?
Shinya, please. Shinya's face turned pale.
The human removal service? That's...
I really couldn't care less about all of that. I told you. I'm done with everything.
I see.
Tomoe. She might have information that can assist with my investigation.
Shinya's about to fucking fold.
We have to accept her offer.
Shinya's gonna fold.
Oh, please. You're no cop as much as you fancy pretending to be one.
He's about to fold. He's gonna
I
fold.
already told you that father accepted me as part of the investigation team.
This is too much.
You're a hack. A wannabe.
Holy fuck.
Why
Wow.
can't you just be happy for me?
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Why? What happened? Tomei storms off, the sheer force of her anger causing the walls to tremble. Shinya and I are alone in the room. I don't waste another second.
Shinya, I don't know everything that's going on, but it sounds like you're trying to solve the murder.
This nigga's gonna fold. I don't even need to read the rest of this.
I'm really helping the investigation team, you know?
That's good. Very good. Please. I have information that might help you. Will you let me go if I share it with you?
His nervous eyes dart around, searching for any signs of Tomoe's presence, and then he looks me dead in the eyes and says the very last thing I ever expected to hear.
Where'd you go if you help me kill Noriko Kurosawa?
What the fuck? What?
This is your apartment?
Yes.
Please forgive me for intruding.
Shinya bows politely and removes his shoes. He places them carefully in front of the doorstep and takes a stride forward. He takes a good look around before turning to me.
You have a nice place.
Oh, please, I wish you would cut the formalities. We're here to discuss serious business. He's acting like we're new co-workers or something. I walk over to the door and make sure it's fully closed. I slide the deadbolt into place.
The door is locked.
I whisper this under my breath so Shinya can't hear me.
The door is locked.
Repeating phrases like this has become sort of mantra. It helps me concentrate. So you're telling me that this girl has been killing people left and right, willy-nilly, right? She's pretty much immune to pain. Like nothing you do to her hurts her at all, unless you smack her up against the head with a club or some shit. But she's over here tripping over a door? Oh god, bro. This might be the worst antagonist I've ever seen. I want this over with. When I'm about 90% sure the door is actually locked, I wander back to Shinya. It takes all of my willpower to refrain from turning back and checking once more. Thankfully, Shinya distracts me from my inner turmoil.
Is everything you told me true? I want to make sure I have all the facts straight.
Yes, it's true. All of it.
Truth intermingled with lies is still the truth, right? No, it's not. I lucked out when Tomei left the two of us alone in her apartment. Why would you do that? If I had to explain things to her, I would have had to give her inside information on the human removal service's operations. Anything less could have clashed with her existing knowledge and caused her to doubt me. But since I only had to explain things to Shinya, I had already determined that Shinya wasn't in the loop. So I concocted a convincing lie in order to secure his cooperation, and he bought it.
Just want to get my head around it.
Such a fucking idiot, dude. Oh my god, you're such a fucking idiot.
Noriko Kurosawa is Corpse Girl. She's the one that was behind the initial string of murders across the city. She delivered photos and corpses to her victims, and that had the effect.
I can skip all this. I can skip all this. We can skip this. We can skip this.
It wasn't long before a group called killed her. And you.
That's right.
He's a fucking idiot. That's what I'm saying.
That explains why you want to kill Noriko.
Legal, what kind of pedestal is this guy standing on? He specifically requested assistance to do the exact same thing. He wants Noriko dead just like I do.
If I remember correctly, you only
Yes.
the group is made up of dozens of men. There's no single person responsible for the murders. Am I correct?
And there's the real cooker. He's absolutely spot on. I didn't mind sharing this tidbit of information with him. It does nothing to assist with his investigation, and wrapping the lie that I was Noriko's lackey in a blanket of truth makes everything all the more convincing.
Yes. That's right.
Phew. Okay. I think I understand everything.
Dude, fuck off.
Thank you for your help.
There's one thing I'm not entirely comfortable about. Shinya hasn't been forthcoming with his reasons for wanting Noriko dead. If I don't air the question, I feel like he'll never address it.
Can you tell me why you want to kill Noriko?
He tries to back away from the question by twiddling his thumbs and pretending he's examining a nearby wall.
Shinya, I need to know. Otherwise, how can I trust you?
You let this fucking little ass blonde girl with glasses bro, I can't. This game is unbelievable. Trust. It's a word that has always made me laugh. How can I trust anybody? I couldn't even trust my own parents, the people who swore to raise and protect me. My mother hit me when I misbehaved, when I overslept by 5 minutes or raised my voice ever so slightly. I was a child. How could I ever trust her to not lash out at me? My father, how could I ever trust him after he killed me? What does this even mean? You're still alive, clearly. What are we talking about? And Noriko, the one friend I opened up to, the one person who knew all about my struggles. She betrayed me. She kept her perfect life out of reach, taunted. She's gotta die. She's gotta die. She has to die. She has to die. She has to die. Wait, what was that last part? And when I asked her to share her life with her, she completely misinterpreted it. She told me she loved me. She told me she wanted to be with me. She wanted to shower me with gifts, hold my hand, be intimate with me. She wanted to be my girlfriend, but how could I ever be intimate with her after what I went through? She didn't understand me. She didn't understand that I wanted to be her, not be with her. She wouldn't trade lives with me, so how could I ever trust her? How could I trust her when she said she's loved me, but wasn't willing to make a sacrifice to make me happy? Everyone is full of shit, and I'll never trust anybody again. Junpei spends every day trying to prove his love to me. He assists me with my compulsive behavior. He helps me do my shopping. Helps me keep my apartment neat and tidy. Do I trust him? No. I know what he wants from me. He's no better than Noriko. He's willing to jump through hoops for me in the hope that he'll eventually conquer my flesh. Even when he tries to help out with my compulsions, I don't have full faith in him. He takes it upon himself to complete the checklist of rituals in order to spare me the stress. But more often than not, I still have to go ahead and double check everything, just to make sure he didn't fuck anything up. If I can't even trust him with that, then I know I'll never be able to trust another soul with anything. Looking at Shinya now, pacing nervously around my apartment, I decide not to put any stock into what he says next. There's no way in hell that I'll believe whatever comes out of his mouth.
Noriko is my friend, but my father, Chief Detective Fujikawa, in case you didn't know, has declared her the prime suspect of our investigation.
Okay, that moved fast.
Thing is, father isn't the most lenient person, and he's been cracking under stress lately. If he finds Noriko, if he arrests her, there will be no trial. She'll simply get life behind bars. Guaranteed.
I'm failing to see what's the problem with that. Shinya hangs his head and I hear a quiet sob.
Is that our country's idea of justice?
What?
She doesn't deserve anything less than death for her crimes. Letting her live safely behind bars isn't a punishment. It's an act of mercy.
Oh, every person in this fucking game is fucked.
I want to ensure Noriko receives true justice, fitting judgment for the lives she destroyed.
What he's saying just doesn't add up. How does he know she won't receive the death penalty? It's true that it's not a common punishment, but it is still legal in this country, especially so for cases of mass murder. Does Shinya have information that I don't?
I need to find her.
What the fuck? Whatever. I'm already sick of this guy. He acts like he's been personally wronged by Noriko's crimes. Like he's so high and mighty and knows what's best. Bitch, you are angry at Noriko because she had a life that was better than yours. I doubt he knew a single person that Noriko killed.
Fine. To be honest, I don't really care about your reasons. As long as you want Noriko dead, then our goals are the same. But I have to ask, will you turn yourself into the police after you kill her?
Once again, Shinya hangs his head.
I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't.
He leaves his sentence hanging midair. It wasn't exactly a confirmation.
There's only one problem. I have no idea where Noriko's hiding. She doesn't live in her apartment anymore. She doesn't show up to her office. I know that she has a factory that she runs her operation from, but I can't find it.
I see. I might be able to help. Tomei and Noriko used to spend a lot of time together. Not sure what they used to get up to, but I checked the travel history on Tomoe's IC card, and she made a lot of trips to Shinokubo.
Why would you check that? Her IC card. For people traveling by the train every day, buying single-use tickets is often a pain in the ass. Reusable IC cards are much more convenient. You can top them up with money and simply swipe them at the ticket gates to have your train fare automatically deducted. Best of all, they keep a record of your transaction history and the stations you've traveled to recently. The fact that Shinya even thought to look at Tomoe's travel history makes me want to reconsider my initial assessment of this guy's detective skills.
Shinokubo, you say?
Yeah. Can't imagine what she was doing there, but all the dates she traveled to that station coincide with days she claimed to be hanging out with Noriko.
I still don't think that Shinya realized that Tomoe was in on Noriko's operation. Regardless, this is valuable information. Chances are good that Noriko and Tomoe spent a lot of time together at the factory, and the factory may never very well be located in Shinokubo. I'll feed this information to Junpei and see what he makes of it. Perhaps he knows something I don't.
Thanks for the info. That's enough for today. I'll contact you when I locate Noriko.
Oh, say, just one more thing.
I don't like you, Shinya.
What is it?
If you've been wanting to kill her, then why haven't you just called her and asked her to meet up with you?
He thinks he's so clever. He thinks he has everything all worked out. He doesn't know shit.
It's not that easy.
It actually is that easy.
I need to find where she's living and running her operation from. I want to destroy everything involved with Corpse Girl. I want to burn her factory to the ground.
More lies, lies on top of lies. The truth of the matter is that Noriko knows perfectly well my intentions for her, even if she temporarily forgets it during moments of delirium. She would never agree to meet up with me, not now. Things were different not so long ago, but I missed that opportunity. Because you're stupid. Noriko worked out my position in the human removal service. She figured out that I'm the Herald, the one responsible for slicing and dicing. She doesn't know that there's more than one Herald, but that's irrelevant. What? And she doesn't know that I'm responsible for the mass of bodies littered across Tokyo thanks to Corpse Girl's website. However, as long as she knows I'm a threat, she'll never agree to meet with me. How she came to the conclusion that I'm the enemy is beyond me. She's a sharp person, despite teetering on the edge of a total breakdown. It doesn't matter. The point is, I can't simply call and meet up with her. Besides, I actually do want to locate the factory just as much as I want to locate her. The factory is where I'll plant myself. It's where I'll start my life anew. It's where I'll grow and blossom into the Corpse Girl once I've taken over Noriko's identity. This is so fucking strange. Shinya's contemplating my answer. It seems good enough for him.
You want to see That's your idea?
Sure.
Agreeing with him will make this ordeal of a conversation end quicker.
I'm going to get some rest.
Call me when you locate.
Yes.
Lie.
Farewell then.
He makes his way to the door, and I don't take my eyes off him until he disappears through the portal. When he's gone, I tip towards the door and confirm it's fully closed. I make sure the door is snugly nestled in the wooden frame. I lock the door handle, then slide the deadbolt into place.
The door is locked.
What is it?
The door is locked.
I can't be certain. To my eyes that fail me on a daily basis, that betray my mind with illusions and phantoms, the door seems to be locked. But why should I trust my eyes? I don't trust anyone. Why should I trust parts of myself? Girl, just grab the handle and twist it. Oh my god, it's not that, bro. I can't see colors clearly. Red, green, whatever. I can't see anything without the aid of glasses. The door has to be locked. It has to be, otherwise I won't be able to walk away. I won't be able to stop thinking about it until I come back and check again and again and again and again.
The door is locked.
I turn away, take a deep breath, and immediately turn back.
The door is locked. The door is locked.
I'm pretty sure the deadbolt is in place. It certainly looks in place. I'm so exhausted. I'm tired of the routines and rituals. Why can't I just walk away? If I walked away, the problem wouldn't exist. I wouldn't be stuck standing here checking and double checking something so trivial. If I could just walk away, I wouldn't be so full of stress, so worked up about things that ultimately don't matter. Another deep breath and I take a step back.
The door's locked.
I turn, run, dash. I sprint through the room, sprint through the hallway. I slam my body into my bedroom door, throwing it open wide. I collapse on my bed. I ignore the nagging in my brain telling me that the door is unlocked. I ignore it until it feels too real and I have to scratch on my flesh just to distract myself. I pull my pillow over my head and hold it tightly around my face. I'm safe here, safe in my bed. The door is locked. Locked. I try to convince myself to fall asleep. Tell myself I'll feel better after I rest. I hope I lock the front door. This is the... Bro! Okay. Okay.
Yeah.